They started wasted from far back, 16 years now.
So Tinubu can't make the worst now.
He make it the worst, but he make it the worst to make the team balance.
You won't tell me now, is the man competent?
No.
Incompetent.
He's very competent. Okay. Tinubu is very competent to rule this country because as he has not come to for money, he's come to help this country to make everything there okay.
Time the man just need.
But the man need time to make everything balance.
But bye, ìlú fararo.
At all, ìlú fararo rárá.
Who ní iṣẹ́ báyìí? Who ní iṣẹ́?
Ẹ wo December, bó ṣe rí. Look at December time. In this place during by this time we work back. We've been working to retire, but now no work, no anything. The little one we have, there is no money.
So people don't bring their car for mechanic work
at all because the fuel now, the fuel cost, because of the causes of fuel, people don't even ride their car. So everybody, some people get 2 cars, they keep one. The other one, the only one they are using, they don't use roughly like that.
They now children don't. Day holiday for us now, so that means some people know to even they bring their car out again.
Yes, that is exactly what happened. As holiday is coming now, some people have packed their. I said God bless you, but I want to tell Nigerians, Tinubu is God sent. Even the Oba Obini have already said this.
That Tinubu is God sent.
Is God sent. Me, I was supporting the man that Tinubu is the best friend. Let Nigeria support Tinubu. Let Nigeria support Tinubu. Tinubu is one of the best.
Can you say one significant things where the man don't do? One thing where the man don't do since he become president.
That means you are not saying.
Like what?
Listen to me. I'm talking to you. I said that means you are not saying.
Like what?
If you see what this man is doing, you know that this man wanted to make this country become one of the best so far in the world.
In what way, sir?
I said, listen to me. Watch what that man is doing. If you know that man is doing well. If you want that, I tell you, you give me for that 2024.
You should give him time.
Give him time. He will see that he is not the people. I know that people say, "Oh, couldn't job the Kuma." That means all the talk, all people that are saying bad about Tinubu, very soon that they will say good about Tinubu.
Amen.
Let God bless Nigeria. Bless Tinubu.
Yes, I condemn what the last speaker has said, because why I condemn it is that Buhari.
Yes, sir.
President Muhammad Buhari left fuel at the price of 280 naira. 280 naira. Then now, how much are we buying fuel now? We are buying fuel now 1,700 naira. Buhari left dollar.
Diesel, right?
Yes. Buhari left fuel and left dollar as 280. How much our dollar is now? It's 1,200 naira.
Yeah,
1,255 naira now. What are you talking about? Okay, he talk about, he said that by December, Nigeria is going to achieve our refinery. What shows? Huh? What shows up till now?
So Tinubu, since he coming to power now, you cannot point out to one significant thing that the man has done.
Nothing that Nigeria have seen. What the Nigeria is facing is too much of hardship. People are suffering, people are dying.
So I know it's not Tinubu.
It's not Tinubu.
I know it's not Tinubu. I know it's not Tinubu.
You know, I mean, say that Tinubu cause him.
Now him cause this problem. Now him cause.
Now he bring this hardship.
I tell you, since that time we promote subsidy.
Now he
this one going into.
All right. She won't buy my thing.
Go after someone as an agency. The moment you open the investigation, automatically you become the enemy of the person. Not only the enemy of that person, you become the enemy of all his friends. You become the enemy of all his acquaintances. You become the enemy of all his family members. You become the enemy of all his party members. You become the enemy of all his professional members. And that is the way we have been fighting. And if we have this attitude, we can move forward. We must realize that this is bad, and we must support the anti-corruption agency to call a spade, no matter the relationship we have with such a person. And because even to the corrupt themselves don't even enjoy a good living, standard of living. For example, somebody has stolen money in Nigeria, as it is today, and you bought a Rolls Royce. Where is the road to drive a Rolls Royce in Nigeria? You have stolen money, you built a mansion in your village or local government, Are you not, won't you be afraid to spend a night there? Where is the security? Now, if you look at this trajectory, you discover that it's a sort of financial crimes and corruption that we have, all of us collectively, we've not really done much about. And I'm saying this with every sense of solidarity and every sense of patriotism, brother. So the time has come for us to call evil, evil. It doesn't matter whose source is God. It doesn't matter who's benefiting from it. That's number one. So there must be collective responsibility. Number two, as I begin to round up, we must also, particularly for my colleagues in the anti-corruption platform, the time has come for us to begin to look at more of prevention than enforcement. Enforcement is a very strong tool in our hand. We are going to apply it very seriously. But again, I discover that the incentives are there all around us in Nigeria. And I'll give you an example. You see an average level 8 public servant who drives 2 cars, who builds a house. I mean, this is common knowledge. Everybody knows. Now, we ask ourselves a question. His savings for 30 years, I think all through his service years, can he actually afford to buy this car? But the problem we have is just like the proverbial monkey that was locked up in the cage, and you put a bunch of ripe banana in that cage, and you stand outside with a cane in your hand, 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, and you warn the monkey not to eat the banana, and you lock the monkey there with cane in your hand outside the cage. 1 day, 2 days, 3 days. The monkey will think twice. What is the alternative for God here? If I eat this banana, I will survive. The worst will come is that this man will kill me. After so much, he will kill me. But if I am afraid to eat this banana, I will die. That is where we have gotten to. That everybody wants to dip hands into the treasury and all of that. And the incentives for corruption is all over the place. So I will do more in the area of blocking the leakages. Because also in the course of my carrying out study, fraud survey, I discovered that for you to, if you allow 10 naira to be stolen, you spend an average of between 3 naira 50 kobo and 4 naira 50 kobo to recover it. That is even if you are able to recover the 10 naira. But for you to prevent the stealing of 10 naira, you spend less than 1 naira. So which one is the more effective tool to fight corruption? Without downplaying the importance of enforcement, why can't we challenge more on prevention and let it begin with these halo chambers today? We discovered that in Nigeria, there is nowhere to run to. So I want to plead with these halo chambers. There is what we call transactional credit system. If we continue to allow Nigerians to buy houses, cash, to buy cars, cash, we don't have a very effective credit system. 1,000 EFCC added to 1 million ICPC will not do us any good. And that is the reality. We must create that atmosphere as lawmakers for people to have choices. Look, if I don't steal money, can I afford to train my children in school? Minimum standard. If I don't steal money, can I buy a car after I've worked for 5 years? If I don't steal money, can I at least put 3-bedroom bungalow in place after I've worked for 15, 20 years? An average Nigerian doesn't have a hope. When he has the opportunity, he will steal. And even if he doesn't have it, he will create one. And so you will now leave the law enforcement agencies and the anti-corruption agencies to start running after them. Finally, distinguished senators, sir, I'd like to also for us to encourage our criminal justice system to work. We must, if we really want to fight corruption, anywhere the fight of corruption succeeds in the world, the substance is taken above technicalities. We must encourage our criminal justice system to advocate in such a way that max, prosecution doesn't take more than 5 years, max from cost of first instance to Supreme Court. And I know these allied chambers can begin to work on that very seriously. And so if we make our criminal justice system work, you will see more of what the anti-corruption agencies are doing. And it will be better for all of us. On this note, I'd like to thank you very much, and I want to leave you with this. I did a survey between 2018 and 2020 of 50 entities in Nigeria. 50 entities, both human and corporate entities, between 2018 and 2020. And I picked just one scheme, one species of fraud, which is called contract and procurement fraud. And I discovered that between 2018 and 2020, 3 years, Nigeria lost 2.9 trillion. 2.9 trillion. Now, when I put my figures together, I discovered that this money, if we had saved, if we had prevented it, would have given us 1,000 kilometers of roads. In addition to that, we would have built close to 200 standard schools, tertiary institutions. In addition to that, we would have educated about 6,000 children from primary to tertiary levels at 16 million per child. We would have delivered 20,000 units of 3-bedroom houses across the country, and even more. We would have given us a world-class teaching hospital in each of the 36 states of the Federation. This is where we are coming from. This is where we are. Where we are going to go depends on the decision we take this afternoon. Thank you very much.
All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to every one of you, my people. It's good to be back here again. How are you guys doing today? Thank you very much for your time with us. Today's another wonderful day, Thursday, 14th December 2023. Yes, we are continuing from where we stopped yesterday. When things are getting better, we also come here to let you know. We are not just here to tell people or polish our country in a bad way. It's what is happening. We talk about the reality, what is happening in our country. So that's why you see we play a couple of videos. The first video we played earlier on, you see that video where people are complaining, although we still have 1 or 2 persons there who were raining praises on Bola Ahmed Tinubu. So that's fine. Everybody entitled to their opinion. But still, the situation in the country is getting worse. As of today, I believe that, I don't know, pounds is about almost 1,600 naira as of today. Almost now. So, but I don't know about dollars because we use pounds. So maybe some of you that know more about dollar, please let us know what is the rate of dollar today. But I know that, let me check pounds now, because when I checked earlier on, that was what I saw. Let me just check again to be accurate with what I'm saying. As you know, on this platform, we don't mislead anybody. We just say things how it is. If you don't like it, we understand, 1 pound, okay. 1 pound is 1,535 naira dot 70 kobo, right? So that's 1,535 naira is 1 pound as of right now. It could even be more than that from other agents and all that. So it's terrible. So I believe dollar should be like 1,200 naira now, or 1,003. I don't know. So yeah. Okay. Somebody already asking for a link. Okay, let me post out a link now. So for those of you that want to join, so you can use the opportunity to join. Now we still have 1 more video to go about Oshimhole, that will take it from there. A link have been posted. Let me quickly acknowledge the people right there on the comment section, starting with mother of all, Mommy Diaspora. Good evening to you, Mommy. Thank you very much for your time with us every day. God bless you, great mother. I appreciate every one of you right there, my people. Thank you very much for your time with us. Good evening to you, Mike Akionbare. I can see you right there. Thank you, CXL, my brother Mofi Ray. Wisdom Lucky, love God is my strength. Thank you very much, Ose Small, Osagbovo Okongai, Victory all the way, Veronica Albano. Thank you, Stella Imasevedo. Thank you, my wonderful people. I appreciate you all. Can see Timmy DB is right there with us as well. Then we have Lucy Edon. Thank you, Promise Duboze, Nena Ogbona. Thank you, Miracle B. Thank you, my people. I appreciate you all. Constant, I can see you as well. You see Andrew, I can see you right there. I can see David Platt. Thanks to join us, Sarah Daddy. Thank you very much. Then we have Madam Amen Bright with us. Thank you very much, everyone. Go. Thank you, Patience. Can see you. Good evening to every one of you. I appreciate you all. Then we have Didi Anthony. Thank you very much. Mona Ferrara, sir, we've missed you. Good to hear from you. Austin Prince, thank you very much. Great Mind is right there with us as well. Thank you. Washington Omorige in the building. Thank you for all you do. I appreciate every one of you right there. I have Charles Modi. Thank you, Tonia. Madoke, thank you very much. I appreciate you. Gift I want for Jude King, Kenneth Longam. Thank you. Cornerstone TV. Thank you very much. Gift I want for good evening. Sylvia E. Thank you. And Obiajulu. Now God bless you, my people. I'm happy to acknowledge every one of you verbally. Please do your part, as I'm already doing my part. Press on that like button. Help us to share. Let our voices go far. Also, join our membership program if you have not yet one of us. Please, and also press on the $ support what we are doing here as well. On the likes, currently we have over 300 people watching us. We have 83 likes. The likes is very, very minimal. If you can press more on that likes so that we can take it further, at least we should be staggering at the average. If we have 300 people watching us, at least a minimum of 150 is not bad on the like. Please press on the like button and let's take it from here. All right. I will accept my people that's already here with us. I already have my brother give us a mandate. We have Mr. Charles Modi with us as well. Mr. Charles Modi, thank you very much, sir, for joining us today. Is it your first time here?
Absolutely, that's my first time. But I've been following you guys for long. In fact, since a very long time, since 2021, 2020.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's been a while.
Up to the last time that the Ninas man came, I know him too well, but that's another day. I mean, Tony Nadi, whatever or what he says, and so on and so forth. That I know him pretty well. I understand what the organization is all about, and unfortunately, I was not able to enter at that point in time. But in all, I've been following you.
Thank you very much, sir. It's really good to have you with us. I can't wait to hear your submission later on. I'm going to prioritize you to be the first to talk to us today after my presentation. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Yeah. All right, my people. I can see more people coming in right now. Engineer Austin, I can see right there. Michael Ogan Amaro. Good evening to you all, my people. Iman Frankly, right there with us. Sunday, Wambo is a Discussion Channel TV. Thank you very much. God bless you all, my people. Press on the like button, help us to share, and let's listen to this. How Oshimhole tackled a minister, a minister for trade. How they plan to go for a trip with 1 billion naira. Then Oshimhole, say for this platform, when you do it wrong, we'll talk. If you do it good, we'll still talk. So we are not actually here to make you happy in a forceful way. No, we just say it how it is. So let's listen to what Oshimhole have to say here. Apart from that, let's listen to the minister herself. Then we'll take it from there. Press on the like button, help us to share. God bless you all.
Even the used vehicles, at this point, following the National Automotive Development Council framework, we have to begin to rethink this tariff system. I think that we should increase tariffs on imported vehicles to increase or to stimulate production in Nigeria. We have a lot of people who have already set up their assembly plants. We start with the automotive industry is also enjoying the BIP, the backward integration program. We have to look into that to dissuade importation of finished items and promote assembly of
You're talking about new vehicles, yes, which has been slashed down to about 5%.
Yes.
And you're talking about encouraging local production.
Yes.
I thought the whole essence of establishing local assembly plants is to support, the company that established the local assembly plant.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying that.
But if you slash the import duty on imported vehicles, you are more or less making it counterproductive, because they will not be able to compete favorably
That's why I'm
the
saying.
imported vehicles.
That's why I'm saying we should.
It doesn't make sense.
I'm saying we should increase the tariff, not reduce.
Instead of reducing the tariff, increase it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's my own proposal.
Okay, that's good.
That's the only way we can stimulate production in
Very
Nigeria.
good, that's it.
Yes, and my apologies to Senator Adada that visited me while I wasn't in office. My office is also undergoing renovation, and I've also traveled quite a bit. Maybe one of those periods he came and I wasn't around. I want to reassure the House that it does not matter where I work from. I worked in Imo State, a rural state, for 2 years as Commissioner for Finance and Coordinating Economy. And this was even during the height of insecurity, and that did not deter me from carrying out my job or my role effectively. I want to assure you that it has nothing to do with the building or the location. I'm always going to carry out my job or my role to the best of my ability. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Reading through your presentation is very articulate. You seem to be clear about what we need to do. But listening to your explanation and some of your policies, they are completely at variance with the very beautiful presentation that you made. These documents from you under Nigeria Trade Office Ghana. Purchase of 2 units of project vehicles, SUV, 160 million naira. Is this a Nigeria-made vehicle? 160 million naira. Which kind of truck is this? I mean,
Sir, it's for Ghana.
No, you don't make your notes.
Okay.
So we avoid the crossfire. I just wanted to just show that there's a huge gap between what we preach and what we do in your ministry. Understand our extent of dependence. What is the balance of trade between Nigeria and China? What is the balance of trade between Nigeria and countries under the European Union? What is the balance of trade between Nigeria and the United Kingdom? Most of our major trading partners. And when I talk of balance of trade, delete oil. The other one is an international product. So that we can appreciate how much we have gained in terms of giving all the money we spent over the years on export promotion and all the institutions we've set up, whether they are banks, they are commission, whatever they are, so that it will give us a window whether we are not just throwing money away. We probably have far more institutions, whether financial institutions or other commissions, with the one primary objective to promote export. So by the time you give us this figure, it will give us an idea. Number two, not be found in your office and be found elsewhere. He claimed to know where you were. I don't know whether he's tracking you. But there is one major thing that I've seen in all the committees that I've attended, and this is something the Senate has to look at. Every time Nigeria has to travel, including your ministry, we are, I use the word, and excuse me, but we need to be brutally frank, but not brutal to people, but in terms of calling a spade. We always have the largest delegation of Nigerians to trade missions. Now I see in your proposal, you have trade mission in Geneva, and you are going to spend almost over 1.7 billion. But there is one major thing that I've seen in all the committees that I've attended, and this is something the Senate has to look at. Every time Nigeria has to travel, including your ministry, we are, I use the word, and excuse me, but we need to be brutally frank, but not brutal to people, but in terms of calling a spade. We always have the largest delegation of Nigerians to trade missions. Now I see in your proposal, you have trade mission in Geneva, and you are going to spend almost over 1.7 billion naira to maintain your Geneva office, which means ideally you have trade experts in that office. And when I used to go to Geneva, where Nigerian ministers come with 30-man delegation, America will use their trade.
My people, this trade minister of whatever she calls herself is going to spend 1 billion naira to maintain a Geneva office, not in Nigeria though, not Nigeria at all. And two, she's also trying to use excuses because whenever they go to her office, she's not there. As you all know, that many leaders, or rather politicians, rulers in Nigeria, they don't rule from where they're supposed to be ruling us from, or rather lead us from where they're supposed to be leading us from. Many of them can even be in America, for example. You think that they are in the States. Governors are doing it. For example, my own governor in Edo State spent more time in Lagos than, the time he spent in Benin, in Edo State. Allegedly. Yes, we've got that information so many times, but I will still put it as allegedly. So now this woman was caught. And she said because our office in Nigeria is being renovated, blah, blah, blah. She was a commissioner in the past and all that, because she's been a commissioner before, and she did her job diligently and all that. So even though she's not, she went on, unquote, even though she's not in the office, that doesn't stop her from doing her job diligently. So she was trying to convince the lawmakers, and apart from the lawmakers, Nigerians, not to worry about her whereabouts, that she can be anywhere, she can still work. You see, that's why you see that we have lots of ghost workers in Nigeria paying salaries and all that, but the people you're actually paying salaries to, you don't know them. You don't know if they even exist and all that. So let's continue to see how Oshimhole eat her raw, because Oshimhole deal with her seriously, not be small.
Experts in that office, brutal to people, but in terms of calling a spade, we always have the largest delegation of Nigerians to trade missions. Now I see in your proposal, you have trade mission in Geneva, and you are going to spend almost over 1.7 billion naira to maintain your Geneva office, which means ideally you have trade experts in that office. And when I used to go to Geneva, where Nigerian ministers come with 30-man delegation, America will use their trade officers in Geneva to attend those meetings. They are just pure technical people. In Nigeria, the minister will lead the delegation, and by the time you multiply now, I don't know what the ESTA code is now, times 1,000, whatever it is, you'll find that ministers in trying to help put their people on trips, they don't attend the meetings, and they spend most of that time shopping at the expense of taxpayers. And that expense substantially, why you will find huge overhead. I'm just asking myself, you are going to spend in your ministry 900 that is headquarters alone, 905 million naira. And sometimes when you put for 202 kobo, I really don't know how these numbers are generated, because nobody sees kobo anymore. It doesn't exist. And every budget they put it there as if it was meant to be a joke. Budget is meant to be an honest statement, not a formality. So you spend so much money on overhead. Number two, you are arguing the case for waivers. For me, the most corrupt tools of government is to make law for everyone, and then for those you favor, you now grant them waiver to breach that law. Government must be seen to be fair to all. If we are going to have fair competition, and we have opted for free market, why should we even have thing called waiver? I think my plea to Mr. Chairman, sir, is that going forward, the National Assembly has the right to legislate, to curtail the power of those who exercise this discretion, because they are abused. Honorable Minister, be clear, this is not about you, but there has to be a day to wake up. You know, somebody asked about Volkswagen, about Peugeot Automobile, about Leyland about there was one in Bauchi where they produce tractors. Steer. It is our trade policies. This submission, recklessly in my view, to so-called WTO rules and so on, and then we expose ourselves to all kinds of goods and services coming in. Let me just give you, ask you one question. When you go to a restaurant, and as the Minister of Trade, you pick a toothpick and it's made in China, that toothpick is illegally imported and drawing the forex from our increasingly impoverished central bank? Or how does it come in? Under our laws, should toothpick not made in Nigeria be found in the Nigeria market? I'm going for this ridiculous one because each time I go out and I see toothpick, they have this small packaging, nice packaging, but it's imported. And then we talk about promoting trade. How? So there's something you need to speak to. And okay, time is always a problem here. Provided that next time, sir, we will not be rushed to approve money because we are in a hurry. Because those who pay taxes don't earn the money in a hurry. They sweat. We must be sure, not assuming, sir. No, excuse me. Custom officer implements trade policies. They do not formulate the tariff policies. They collect what has been imposed on them. Yeah, but you shouldn't be tired so much that not to know the difference. It's my father. It's my father. He knows we are good friends. So I just want to say, Madam, looking at this thing, we spend a lot of money on the Ministry of Trade. But maybe by the time I see the balance of trade between us and our major trading partners, I will be able to see, and I would think in future, we ought to be able to say, over the past 5 years, this is the growth we have recorded, or this is how we have stagnated, so that we have overall view, and as I said the question, should we spend money in a ministry that is not promoting local production? I want us to set up a target, sir, where we should say, for example, all the cars in Nigeria, all those tires they were using in the past, not during Mongo Park era, just in the 80s, they were in Nigeria. In the early 90s, you have Michelin, you have Dunlop, you have several of them that were producing tires in Nigeria using rubber that is made or planted in my part of the country. And all of these are gone now. Any car you see on the road, the tire is imported. What are your plans to make a review? The reason I ask you, I didn't come to the Senate to lament. And Mr. President said during our campaign, and I believe he meant it, it is can-do spirit. So we are not going to continue, as this budget suggests, with old traditions, right? So you need to tell us, what are we going to do differently to get all the tires we're using in Nigeria made in Nigeria? The policy that brought them before was by government that says, in the military, unfortunately, rather interestingly, that says, if you want to sell tires in Nigeria, locate in Nigeria. If you want to clothe 200 million Nigerians, locate the textile factories in Nigeria. If you want to, because the only thing we have to sell to the world is our population. And so if you want to patronize that huge market of 200 million people, my friend, locate in Nigeria. That was the policy. It didn't occur by accident. And once we revise the policies, now, from what you are telling me, all the Toyotas on the road, and we have perhaps per capita the highest number of Toyota vehicles in Nigeria. I'm using what? We need to have a policy that seeks to make a complete huge change. Otherwise, year in, year out, we will go through these rituals. You will complete your tenure in 4 years. Our dependence will be much more than it was before you came. That has been the lot of your predecessors, and may that not be the lot of you and of the 10th National Assembly. Thank you very much.
You see, this is Oshimhole talking. I have criticized this man so many times on this platform. But for me, I'm a very straightforward person. On this particular video, I give so much credit to Oshimhole on this. Is me. I don't know about what my panelists will talk about later on. Yes, this is one of the things I'm talking about. You guys think these guys are not listening to you. They are listening to you. Some people think we're coming out every day. We don't know what we're doing. These people are listening to you. They are hearing your plight. Some of them have heart. Some of them have guilt, that is tormenting them. So, okay, what do we do and all that? But when you fold your arms, you are not talking at all in anywhere. You are not talking. You are not you are not expressing your pains. To be honest, they'll continue doing what they're doing. You see how Oshimhole screwed this woman, not only the woman, even prospective ministers or even current ministers. There are things that they can just rule the country from anywhere they like, and telling the people that don't worry, even though I'm not in my office, I can still do my work diligently. Is that what they're asking you right now? There should be some kind of penalization. If you are not around or you travel out of the country without the authority or the authorization, of the government, you should be sanctioned. There should be like that. You can't just take holiday for yourself. You cannot. You should be. They should be allocated with holiday, maybe a month, 28 days or 40 days holiday or 30 days holiday in a year. Anything that elapses that, then you're in trouble. That is how it's supposed to be. In a working country, that is how it's done. But it's only in Nigeria you see governor will not be in his own state. You will see minister will travel with his family for any kind of shopping spree without they give themselves holiday, to be frank. So we cannot continue like this. I would like us to continue with this video, because we still have something to show to you.
Most distinguished. Just had everybody down there. It's still a comrade.
Yes.
Thank you, sir. So please, Honorable Minister.
I am fighting for Nigeria. You don't know the danger you face by the number of people you have rendered unemployed. And now you want money for security. You have to deal with no-security response to the security challenges we are having.
Thank you very much.
It means more great job for the people.
No. Chairman, you are ruler. Yes, next.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I have a question. Waivers, trade waivers, are they at the discretion of the minister, the presidential concession? How do they come about? That's one. Secondly, trade is created by policies. Those policies, I'm sure you know that you can send things to us, the National Assembly, to approve for you. One of the things that's critical, the auto industry. If a law or a trade waivers, are they at the discretion of the minister, the presidential concession? How do they come about? That's one. Secondly, trade is created by policies. Those policies, I'm sure you know that you can send things to us, the National Assembly, to approve for you. One of the things that's critical, the auto industry. If a law or a policy is not created where the biggest buyer of auto vehicles, the government, if you do not create a policy where all government-bought vehicles must be assembled in Nigeria, regardless of who uses them, you can never generate sort of, not generate, but grow that industry. That's number one. A lot of things that we import, you can also look at how to get policies, especially, as I said, the government is one of the biggest buyers of things. A lot of the committees we came to, and I'll be really brief, will tell you, I want 2 Prado Jeeps. Why do you want 2 Prado Jeeps? And I'll say to them, why Prado? Why not Innocent or whoever and whoever? They go, well, madam, actually, we don't care as long as it moves. So that you need to find a way to either send to us, speak to the president, however you're going to do it, to create an atmosphere that is mandatory on our industries growing. That's my submission.
The support that we can get from the National Assembly, we will come to you to sit down and brainstorm on some of the trade policies that we think will take the country forward. And we can look at them holistically so that we don't also disadvantage any sector of the economy. We'll definitely be knocking on your doors very soon, as we have a lot of ideas on what we think that we can propose to take the country forward. On ease of doing business, well, currently I'm also the vice chairman of the ease of doing business committee, and we're looking at how to reduce this cost of doing business in Nigeria. Unfortunately, like you mentioned, Honorable, there are lots of issues in the country. Insecurity, cost of power, logistics, multiple taxation, multiple roadblocks, and even the import tariffs, duties, and all of that. We, as a government, are very mindful of this and working assiduously using the ease of doing business that is being financed by the World Bank to ensure that we actually remove the bottlenecks and reduce as much as we can the cost of doing business in Nigeria. This is so important that we must do that now, because now if the African Continental Free Trade Agreement kicks in and Nigeria is not a minimum cost producer, we will be disadvantaged. It means that we will continue to be import dependent. The African Continental Free Trade Agreement means that there's a removal of tariff between countries in Africa to trade. And we cannot reject any import that comes into Nigeria because it is against the agreement. We will be obliged to accept whatever comes into the country as an import. Now, you can only import, so we will then be leveraging on free trade to reject some import because it's expensive. That's the law of competition, right? So if the products that are imported, even under the free trade agreement, is more expensive than the one you locally produce, consumers will naturally buy the ones that are cheaper using the law of demand and supply. This is what we will leverage on. It therefore means that for Nigeria to be competitive, we must drop our cost of doing business. We must. There is no brainer to it. So this ease of doing business thing is one thing I can assure you that I will champion with the best of my strength to ensure that we find ways of dropping the cost of manufacturing, especially in Nigeria. We must be competitive and the country must survive. We want to get to the point of being a net exporter, finished goods and manufactured goods, not a net importer of finished goods and manufactured goods. At the moment, we're exporting a lot of our raw material. The president has given a mandate that he wants to see export of value added of semi-processed or even finished goods out of Nigeria, not raw materials. For us to be able to achieve this and be competitive or achieve a comparative advantage, we must drop our cost of doing business. So I want to assure you that this is on our front burner and we'll do all we can to do it. And this is why I was asking for extra budgetary support. Unfortunately, I would like to explain to our comrade who thinks that my budget is too high. So we have 22 departments in the ministry, over 2,000 staff, and we are present in every state of the country. That overhead you're seeing is not even sufficient. In the 2023, I used my own personal money to do the travels that you've seen. Because the monies that are even provided for this investment drive by the ministry was not reflective of the inflation that we're.
Now, this woman a good part for the whole Nigeria. She used her personal money to repair Nigeria for us. To they do the work of Nigeria for us. Now, see, very good woman. Now, not the hear she says she use her own personal money. These people, we have a long way to go. But let's move on.
Currently seeing. Even the budget doesn't reflect the inflation that we're seeing and the inflationary pressures and the foreign exchange devaluation that we're witnessing. I can submit it over and over that that fund is not sufficient to fund our activities and to do all the major work that we have to do as a ministry to turn around the economy. I would like to talk about the balance of trade. Your Excellency, when I entered the office, that was the first thing I asked for. And it is unfortunate to mention here that we do not have that record in the Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment. That record probably exists, but not with the ministry. It exists with the Customs and the Central Bank. If you notice, if you look in my budget line, there is a line item I provided there for trade intelligence. I propose to set up a trade intelligence unit right in my office. The purpose of the trade intelligence unit is to gather data. There is no way the Minister of Trade of any nation I know of can formulate or promulgate policies that is not based on data or that is not based on scientific evidence. We don't have that data. The data that we can even get from customs is also not accurate because we are still using manual methods of collecting data rather than automated method of collecting data. If you look at in the most industrialized countries, when goods even come in, there is very minimal manual or human intervention with their goods that come in, their cargo. From the time, from origination, when cargo leaves the point of origination to when they get into the destination port, there is automated tracking. Custom is already aware of what is coming in. When it comes in, it's scanned at the port of entry. So all of this data, the quantity you're bringing in, the item itself that you're bringing, the description, is available. It's in digital format. Now we are using AI technology to do a lot of data mining. Nigeria does not have it. I'm proposing to set up, the fund, it's not even, but we're managing the resources that we have to even situate, starting with having a database where we can even collate the data that is available and begin to analyze them and determine and even see, just based on what we even have, what is our balance of trade. The balance of trade is what fits into your balance of payment. If you're a net exporter, your foreign reserves will go up. If you're a net importer, your foreign reserves will go down. For us to survive as a country, our balance of trade and balance of payment must be positive. It must take care of our import and have enough reserve to buffer any economic shock that could happen. We don't have that, Your Excellency. But I propose to create one in my ministry, and when I come again, by the grace of God, I'm sure I will come for maybe quarterly review and all of that. We should have started something, and I'll be able to give you the data and figures then. Sorry?
We're interviewing or screening the CBN management. I talk about the fact that there's no country in which government agencies, the monetary authority, the fiscal authority, and as specifically mentioned, Ministry of Trade. So, Central Bank knows how much it gives for export, and they also monitor what is imported into the country. And you have Ministry of Transportation, Customs. You are also supposed to share data. And I have heard ministers of finance and other agencies talking about balance of trade between us and these countries. To say that you are driving your car in the Ministry of Trade without dashboard, you don't even know your speed limits. Sir, this is serious.
Thank you very much.
Well, we're working on it, Your Excellency.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
For 100 years is not a reason to continue to lament. The 10th National Assembly and this President Tinubu did not come in to lament. We must now take bold measures to put a halt. How can we be? We are paying people. Look, nobody enter Nigeria through air without immigration. Nobody go through road. At least those who are not Baghdad, the former borders. We have data. It is better to have inaccurate data than to say you have no data at all.
Sir,
how do we measure whether we are progressing or we are regressing?
Thank you, Chairman. That's what we are saying. We are saying.
Why? When we have this number in CBN, in Ministry of Finance, and yes, Ministry of Finance, Budget Office, you should have them. We don't have to reinvent the wheel in every unit. That's why we have over-bloated federal bureaucracy and we are spending 60% on our recurrent. No, this is not sustainable. That's not the way to go. With due respect.
Thank you very much, sir.
Honorable Minister, I can see that you have inherited a lot of problems on assuming the duty on this. Part of the problem is free trade zone.
Okay, I will stop it. I will stop it right there. Let's look at Nigeria balance of trade. Let's quickly take this one here. Meanwhile, remember that Oshimhole talked about China earlier on. We're also going to be looking at China balance of trade between 20 October between 2021 to 2022 to 2023. But let me put this on screen quickly and take it from here. You will not get to understand what is happening. These people speak, they just speak to anybody they like without you don't even know what is going on. Okay, meanwhile, that is what I have right there on the screen for you. That chart there, I'll take you through it. You can see Nigeria posted a large trade surplus of that is our currency, 1.4 billion naira in September 2023, compared to the deficit of 7.2 billion in the corresponding month of the previous year. All right. So to cut everything short now, our balance of trade, let me put this on screen for you. Bear with me, my people. I just wanted to quickly do this. Bear with me. Supposed to have it here when you're looking for this. Okay, I got it. Okay, let's take it here. We are coming to the China one shortly. What you can see, the Nigeria recorded a trade surplus of 1.4 billion September 2023. Balance of trade in Nigeria average of 193 million. From 189 until 2023, reaching an all-time high of 217 million in October 2011, and recorded low of the you can see minus 975 million and all that in October 2019. But if we have to look at China quickly to see what China is having here, bear with me, to see if I can put this here, because you cannot be comparing yourself with rubbish. Bear with me, my people. Let me quickly bring this to your screen. Where is this? Please, guys, press on the like button. Help us to press on the like button. Let's do this together. I appreciate every one of you. Okay, if we have to look World Integrated Trade Solution, here, you might not be able to see it properly, but I can read from here, what is the balance of trade between China and Nigeria overview in October 2023? China exported 1.4 billion and imported $226 million. $1.4 billion, I'm saying, not naira, dollars. Imported $226 million from Nigeria, right? From Nigeria, resulting in a positive trade balance of $1.2 billion between October 2022 and October 2023. The exports of China have decreased by 503 million. That is about 25.9%. So now, my people, you see, when these people speak like this, sometimes you're beginning to ask yourself, what are they talking about? I just want to leave the rest for our panelists to take it from where I stop. To be honest, these people, they are wala, Ibiasi gets. Yes, Ibiasi gets. There's a lot of information here, but you might, I'm not sure if you guys are seeing it properly from your end because it's very, very tiny. But meanwhile, let us quickly move out of this and take some article here so that we can start talking. Thank you very much, my people. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to every one of you. Help us to press on the like button and let's do this together. I don't have video anymore, don't worry. I just want to take these articles. As you can see on our headline, we have Supreme Court to deliver judgment on Nnamdi Kanu on 15 December, which is tomorrow, right? Which is tomorrow. So I would like us to quickly take this one. we all are already waiting because a lot of people are already saying that Nnamdi Kanu should be released on the 15th of December. The 15th of December is just already around the corner. So let's see what the Supreme Court will say, or what will be their excuse not to release Nnamdi Kanu tomorrow. But meanwhile, I'd like to read this from Channels. This is Channels. Supreme Court to deliver judgment on Nnamdi Kanu tomorrow. The Supreme Court will tomorrow, December 15, deliver judgment on the appeal seeking to compel the federal government to release the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu, from detention. A 5-member panel led by Justice Koderat Kekere had in October fixed the date after counsel for both the federal government and the detained IPOB leader adopted their final briefs of arguments. While Kanu Agabi led the IPOB leaders team of lawyers, Mike Oshiomhole presented his appeal to the Apex Court panel. Oshiomhole prayed the court to not only order the immediate release of his client from detention, but to equally award very heavy and punitive cost against the federal government. In his submission, however, counsel to the federal government, Tijani Ghazali, urged the Apex Court to uphold the amended brief of argument he fixed on May 3rd, 2023. Now, he prayed the court to allow federal government appeal set aside the judgment of the Court of Appeal, which ordered Kanu's release and order resumption of his trial before the Federal High Court in Abuja on terrorism-related charges. Ghazali further urged the Apex Court to dismiss Kanu's cross-appeal. On October 13, 2022, the Court of Appeal Abuja delivered a judgment ordering Kanu's release from detention. The court ruled that he was abducted, ill-treated, and illegally moved from Kenya to Nigeria to face treason and terrorism charge. The judges dismissed the criminal cases, but Nigerian prosecutors have appealed, and Kanu, who is in his mid-50s, remains in custody. Kanu, a former London estate agent who has also run the outlawed Radio Biafra station, was first arrested in 2015 but jumped bail 2 years later, reappearing in the UK and Israel. So I'll just stop it right there so that we can move on. But tomorrow is the big day. It's a very, very big day. So let's see what is going to happen tomorrow. So we're going to be discussing this as well. So, but meanwhile, I'd like to quickly take another article here. Bear with me. Guys, just be doing me a favor by pressing on that like button so that we can continue to take this together. All right, so I would like us to divert out of Nigeria quickly, to go to another breaking news that happened today, which is circulating everywhere. But let me quickly just put this on your screen and take it from here. Okay, you can see Turkish member of parliament, MP, who slumped in parliament seconds after saying Israel will suffer wrath of Allah, dies in hospital. The Turkish member of parliament, Hassan Bitmenks, who slumped to the floor on Tuesday after reportedly suffering a heart attack during a plenary session, has been confirmed dead. So I'm just going to stop that right there because the man, according to the story, is right there. You can read that on Sahara Reporter, that immediately said that Israel will suffer wrath of Allah. He slumped and rushed to the hospital and he died, according to the information right there. I just thought I should quickly divert a little bit. Then I'll bring, let me come back to Nigeria again. Guys, press on the like button. Thank you very much, my people. Okay, I think I have other stuff for you guys here quickly. Let me see what I have for you here. Okay, Obasanjo. Okay, let me put this on your screen so that we can take it together. Hold on, my people. Let me quickly put this because I'm fighting with so many adverts on all these pages. Okay, Olusegun Obasanjo have this to say. Okay, there you go. One moment. Okay. Alleged 2.2 billion fraud. I'm ready to testify in court. Obasanjo informs federal government. What's that? Okay, let's take it. Former President Olusegun Obasanjo has declared his readiness to testify for Nigeria concerning former Minister of Power and Steel Olu Ogunlaye in the $2.3 billion disputed Mabila Power contract. Sunrise Power and Nigeria are at loggerheads at the International Chamber of Commerce, ICC, Paris, France, as the company alleged a breach of contract. Sunrise Power said it was awarded a $6 billion contract to build, operate, and transfer in May 2003 by the government of the former President Olusegun Obasanjo. Okay, now they are dragging these people now, but the company is alleging that the federal government of Nigeria repudiated the agreement and is asking for compensation of 2.3 billion. The company is further claiming that it had already spent millions of dollars on financial and legal consultants before the contract was jettisoned. However, is its defense, the Nigerian government is alleging fraud and corruption of public officials in the award of the contract. In his letter to the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister Justice Lateef Fagbemi, the counsel to Nigerian government, the former president expressed his willingness to testify on behalf of the Nigerian government in any form. Okay, let's say that according to that report there, you know, if let's say now Olusegun, now they want drag because now government now this thing happened that year, right? But meanwhile, I would like us to move on because I have other stuff. We are going to discuss all this shortly. Guys, press on the like button. I'm almost there. I just wanted to carry everybody along to know what is happening around us. You know, so I have just one more to go. Only one. Okay, this one now. Companies are leaving Nigeria. Why? Now, wow. Okay, let's take this one. ShopRite. This one is ShopRite. You know, ShopRite in Kanu. ShopRite to shut down in Kanu from January 2024 blames poor business climates. Very sad. Retailer giant RSN Trading as ShopRite has announced the closure of its Ado Bayero Mall, Kano, from January 14, 2024. You know, I'm just going to stop that right there. That's the same problem that we are still facing in Nigeria. Unfortunately, yes, that is the reality of the country right now. A lot of people are shutting down. A lot of companies are leaving. It's very, very unfortunate that we find ourselves here. But meanwhile, my people, that is all I have for you guys today. I've done my part. Do your part. Press on the like button. Press on the $sign. Support what we are doing here. Encourage us. Thank you very much, Dr. Alexander Gomez. It's been a while, sir. It's good to hear from you. Thank you very much for the super chat. May God bless you, sir. I appreciate you always. Yes. My people, I appreciate everyone of Ejidima. Thank you very much for the super chat earlier on as well. Thank you. May God bless you. I really do appreciate this as well. All right, guys, let's start talking. I'm going to post out a link again. But meanwhile, I'd like to start with Mr. Charles, who is joining us for the first time on the panel, but he's been with us since 2021. Mr. Charles, thank you very much for joining us today, sir. Once again, I'd like you to talk to us with all that I've presented today. Okay, Mr. Charles, please hold on. Let me come back to you. I have a caller right here that I kept on hold. Madam Origin, please talk to us, man. Thank you very much. Good evening to you.
Oh, thank you so much. I want to get my own out of the way so that I take time listening to our wonderful panelists who never fail. Hello, everyone, all well-meaning Nigerian good people of goodwill. We are all here. I greet you, Mr. Niger Watch. God bless you. God bless you. God bless you.
Amen. Thank you.
I couldn't wait to, give my submission because, funny enough, I was just trying to listen. I don't know what took me to start listening to, all that Wike, all that he spews out on APC, on his cancer, fourth stage, and all the things he spewed out against APC. And also Akpabio, how he was just ranting. Honestly, everything Akpabio supported in Mr. Agbado is what he spoke so much against Buhari and all of that. And then you fast forward, Akpabio he was a governor, and he every level at which he operated criminally. He looted all the money. And now he is in APC. Now, why I'm saying this is because I want to address Oshimhole and his sweet mouth. You see, that's what they do. It is over, all of you. Nigeria have woken up. No more, all this. If you hear them speak when they begin to do this, their shenanigan, you think it is normal human beings talking. Oshimhole, you were once a governor. You are now in Senate. And let me remind you, because this thing they are doing now is that woman is coming to do his what do they call it, budget, extra budget support. And now she is presenting her budget. And now I remember good thing that man said, she inherited, she is lamenting on all she inherited, problems she inherited. As always, they will do what their tactics never change. And I ask all of them, including Oshimhole, this thing you're talking now, were you not just a few days ago, is it up to days or weeks, that they supported a 27.5 trillion naira 2024 proposed budget of renewed hope for Nigerians, I think. You were there when you approved the 2.7 trillion naira budget padding for 2023, that you people will finish eating before end of December. Proposed budget, budget 2024, that had no human capital development in it, no strategic infrastructure in it. Let me tell you, Mr. Oshimhole, good, you started. Now, before you know it now, they will give this woman the extra budget support she wants. The one we thought you were going to talk about, 319 billion naira for presidency to spend, federal government and presidency to spend in publicity, welfare, and medical. 61.2 earmarked for renovation and construction of buildings. 20.5 for presidential air fleet. 7.5 for foreign trips. Just for president advice, Mr. Oshimhole, what did you do? You were there, you signed it. Now you're talking. Why do people like to talk? You see, there is this woman that said, not a woman, one of those people that were speaking, I don't really know all their names. The one, I think he should be in the midst of those that were trying to see how they can rescue Nigeria from fraud. The man was talking about the monkey, it puts in a cage and put banana there, and then, no. See, what we have is a group of boogeyman phagocyte kleptomaniacs. If you people want to learn, please come to Niger Watch family. You see, Mr. One of our panelists gave us a catchphrase for all of you. One of the catchphrases in Niger Watch is, "The devil is in the detail." We are digging deep and trying to find what the people are doing, and none of what you're doing is for Nigerians. It's for your selfish. I mean, like you talk. The devil is in the detail. What did you do with 2024 federal budget proposal? And you're here talking. Mr. Oshimhole, please enter house. Thank you, Mr. Niger Watch. I finished my own. I'll listen to our wonderful panelists talk.
Thank you, ma. Thank you. God bless you. Mr. Oshimhole, does it make you enter house? So, all right, let me start with Mr. Charles. Mr. Charles, thanks for your patience. I would like to hear from you now. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Elvis. First of all, I want to say that I so much appreciate your kind of person, the effort and the sacrifice so far you have made from the beginning of disobedient movement, particularly up to this point, and so on and so forth. And most of us have been on the background, and we have been watching and following the engagement. Your platform has taken a lot of critical and topical issues, for your panelists to engage and be discussing, and so on and so forth. And I also want to extend my thanks and appreciation to your panelists. People like MC or CM, CM is one of the brilliant guys that will be following anytime he wants to make his submissions and all that. I personally like to come and listen to him. Give us our mandate is also another person that I see as a very unique person. Very, very unique. He's an exceptional Yoruba person, and his kind of ideology and belief generally is highly impressive, especially the way he makes his submissions in this panel. I also want to extend my regards further to, is it Black Panther, or what do you call it?
Yeah, Black Panther, yeah.
These are wonderful people you have, Mr. Elvis, that surrounds you. In fact, kudos to them. And then you have beautiful women who draw their argument intelligently, and they made their final submission very, very superior argument why certain things shouldn't be the way it is, and why we should go in with a new options which they actually bring to the table under this panel. So thank you all. God bless you. Okay. So please, more grace to your elbows. So many people are watching you. I'm talking about you, Mr. Elvis. People are really watching you. In fact, people watch you more in Nigeria than the way they watch in television in Nigeria. I know what I'm saying because recently I was in Nigeria, and I can tell you this is just the simple truths. Nigerian television is no more interesting to the common citizens because they have gagged the print and electronic media. The government have gagged them and caged them, and making the Nigerian citizen into darkness. So majorly, people actually focuses on the platform like yours. All throughout the 2 months or 3 months I spent in Nigeria recently and all that, it was all about listening to you. And most Nigerians actually do watch you, Mr. Elvis. And you have been doing a very wonderful, intelligent job. So keep it up, more grace to your elbow.
Thank you very much.
Concerning this topic, you've got a lot of so many topical issues under discussions, but I want to be as brief as I can. And I want to start with this issue of Nnamdi Kanu thing being to be released on the 15th, which is tomorrow, if I'm correct, right? And I cannot speak about Nnamdi Kanu now. Yes, I cannot speak about Nnamdi Kanu now, leaving the issue of Ninas. Tony Nnadi, who came, was yesterday or the day before, yesterday under this platform and made his own submission. So first of all, I want to say very clearly, with regards to Ninas and Tony Nnadi, and from all the 8-point agenda, which he said he presented one-on-one to Nnamdi Kanu, that none among all those 8 points that Nnamdi Kanu actually accepted. Well, nobody is there, just like what CM said, that nobody is there, so we cannot hold brief for anybody. So it is neither there nor there. But I'm a good student and a good follower of both Ninas himself, Tony Nnadi, and then as well as Nnamdi Kanu. Nnamdi Kanu was so vociferous. In fact, his second name is Lamentation. During the days when he has been on the Radio Biafra before his dungeon right now. And most Nigerians, I want to tell you, anywhere you go in Europe, anywhere you are in Nigeria, the Nigerian government, anywhere, they all close their offices and listen to Nnamdi Kanu. Right? He was that powerful, his voice and messages was as powerful as what it were. So now I want to say that I'm privileged to listen to him, and I have listened to Nnamdi Kanu speaking about the issue of referendum. Tony Nnadi was saying that Nnamdi Kanu does not believe in the idea of referendum or whatever, and he talked about Biafra. Well, the truth of the matter is that on several occasions under Nnamdi Kanu's message, he believes in the equality of various ethnic nationalities in Nigeria. It's not just about the Biafran people. You know, Biafra is not about Igbo, it's about the old Eastern region. It's not basically about Igbo in the first instance. So he talks about every ethnic nationality that has been marginalized must be set free. The truth of the fact is that Nigerians are under captive. And the truth of the fact that we are in bondage in such a way and manner that even though we are all living in bondage, we are all smiling. And the kind of suffering that Nigerians are facing and the marginalization is what gave rise to the agitation. And then you have the Nnamdi Kanu agitation under IPOB, you have the Sunday Igboho agitation under Oduduwa, and then the Middle Belt Forum movement, and so on and so forth. Even at a point, the core houses were even beginning to agitate also, and so on and so forth. Nigeria is everywhere, everybody agitated. So that is why I do not subscribe 100% to everything that Tony Nnadi brought before this panel. So let us remain calm and pray that Nnamdi Kanu comes out tomorrow. If he is able to come back, I'm sure, if given the privilege, he's going to be here and make his statement and refute whatever that is refutable. You see, the truth is that when someone is being truthful, it will always show based on the way you speak and how you present your point. The only thing I actually accommodate under Tony Nnadi was this idea of the Constitution being brought down. I like that very well, but how do you go about that? It is not clear. Tony Nnadi's template is not completely clear with regards to how he wants to carry out the dismantling of the Constitution. I want to make it very clear that most of what Tony Nnadi is saying, he has been carrying this fight for over 30 years, and Nigeria has been what it is. In fact, worse than what it were 30 years ago. That he was carrying the fight, shouting and also lamenting. Okay? But one of the beautiful things I love about Tony Nnadi was the advocate about the constitutional reform, bringing down the constitution and let the people decide. But again, fortunately for Nigeria and unfortunately too, under Obasanjo, and by extension, Goodluck Jonathan, there was a convocation of the Sovereign Conference where every ethnic nationalities on regional basis, professional basis, and also business basis, whatever business you do and so on and so forth, if you're a professor, if you are a banker, if you're whatever, there was a convocation of that conference under Jonathan. Prior before Jonathan, there was the one that Obasanjo did. But comprehensively more was that of Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, the one he had. It was a convocation that took place for almost 1 year plus, with minimum of 8 months. And every ethnic nationality came into conclusion and resolved and agreed the way Nigeria will have to go. The truth of the matter is that Nigeria through has expired in the year 2014. Okay, and which was one of the reasons why Goodluck Ebele Jonathan bought the idea then, trying to tend towards seeing if we can have an acceptable document, grand norm, by which if Nigeria must remain the way we have to operate, and so on and so forth. Basically, that was all what NINAS is all about. But those documents were signed, sealed, concluded, waiting for implementation. Out of maybe overconfidence of Jonathan thinking he's going to win second term, he did not implement that. Unfortunately, this is where we are today. That is exactly what NINAS is talking about. Yes, he's a good student of history, talking about Nadeko, Brunacos, the people that consider how he has been, mingling and relating with those people and all that. Yet at the end of the day, none of those people today are still with him. Why? What is the problem? So the idea is not really about Nnamdi Kanu as a person. We should think deeper and watch what actually has gone wrong. However, in my own submission, I will advise Tony Nnadi to work more about bringing that convocation of the Constitutional Conference under Goodluck Jonathan. It was a very beautiful piece of work where we have all the legal luminaries, every brilliant professors in Nigeria gathered together and decided how Nigeria would be, to the extent that power was given under that document to various component group or regional group of Nigeria, to the extent that they are independent to work on their own and manage their resources on their own and bring whatever was agreeable to the center. That was what the document was saying. And to the extent that any component region or state that find it difficult to grow, they are free. There was a kind of open door to merge with a neighboring state or group or region for them to become one and continue. That was also what that document said. Among so many other points, very, very important point that was, but that document did not see the light of the day because of lack of implementation. This was what NINAS was talking about. Anything aside that, completely, I do not understand, and I don't want to actually boggle my mind into this issue of pointing names, condemning people here and there. You have mixed with people of Pronaco, the names, Nadeko, and all that at the end of the day. Nobody is working with you today. Therefore, how do you expect people to begin to believe in the secret meeting you have with Nnamdi Kanu that the whole of the 8 points that he rejected all? He rejected all, and here he is the chief advocate of talking about the need and the desire for referendum, people's referendum. Referendum is not about the Biafra referendum. They have a referendum for Nigeria to decide how to move forward if they must remain Nigeria. In otherwise, to your tent, O Israel also. It's just that simple. These are what we witness everywhere in the Western world and so on and so forth. So that is on that. I don't want to dwell too much on NINAS with Nnamdi Kanu. For tomorrow, Nnamdi Kanu, I pray, the truth of the matter is that he should be released. The appeal court have advocated, exhausted every prayer which Professor Mike Ozakobe, the lead lawyer, actually presented. Over 15 to 17 points that was levied against him. The Court of Appeal clearly concluded all. In fact, first of all, the High Court, after which about 7 was cleared and still remaining about 7 and all that, or 8, and then it was taken to the appeal. And then at the end of the day, Professor Mike Ozakome buried the remaining 8 in the appeal court, thus setting Nnamdi Kanu free. And of course, that document in that appeal clearly stated that Nnamdi Kanu today have committed no sin whatsoever known by man with regards to the agitation, that his agitation is legitimate. Understand? And that particular judgment also indicates that none relating to whatever that was used to allege Nnamdi Kanu to have committed his sin should be used against him forthwith, because indeed they have checked the cons and the pros and the cons and discovered that this man is free, and whosoever that the Lord has set free indeed must be considered and seen to be free. For crying out loud. Unfortunately, Unfortunately, Nigeria as a country, if there is anything that God has blessed us with, yeah, with human power, the human capacity, in terms of individuality, we have it all. In terms of natural and mineral resources, we have it all. But the only thing that God didn't bless us with is good leadership. Unfortunately, the leadership of Nigerian government, I mean the center, don't obey the law. And if you do not obey the law, the law by which was invoked to bring you into power, to that public office you are holding, the same law by which you are subjected under oath, you are violating. You don't want to obey the law. Then you cannot place something on top of nothing and allow it to stand. How dare you, for crying out loud, violating the court pronouncement and judgment, and yet you want others to accept and obey your own? It doesn't work like that. Unfortunately, I don't know what the Supreme Court and the manner of how they're going to judge it tomorrow. But for crying out loud, setting this man free will go a long way in bringing sanity to the entire geopolitical base of Nigeria tomorrow. It is up to them. It's actually not a matter of begging, but it's just up to them to just do the right thing. The international community, the United Nations Human Rights Organization, have also ruled. The way and manner this man was brought down to Nigeria was one of the most criminal acts that can be done, unforgivable by any mankind. And he was so subjected in such way and such manner, and Nigeria, who is a signatory to 1959 UN Convention, and all that, and other international organizational human rights charter, which Nigerians were signatory to. Nigerians have violated all without exception. All, not with one. And people are still watching tomorrow what will happen under the Supreme Court. Unfortunately, again, our jurisprudence is such that have messed themselves up. They have messed up in the past. Nigerians never actually believed in them. And then under P2B movement, the obedient movement, the people's mandate was stolen and all sort of things were done. And then they said, go to court. The court was gone. And the people thought that they will have a kind of a respite to do the right thing for once. But unfortunately, again, the court became a place where you do what we call transactional business. Our court has disappointed Nigerians, and our court itself has also disappointed the rule of law which established it. Therefore, do not be surprised if otherwise happens tomorrow. But if otherwise happens tomorrow, it's actually going to worsen the situation. It will definitely worsen the situation because the person you are dealing with is a person from the other side of ethnic nationality. The person you stole the mandate and the court refused to do the right thing is also somebody that is coming from the other angle of ethnic nationality. You are beating a child and you expect that child not to cry. Whosoever that hold the food of a child, hands up, when your hands get tired, you're definitely going to bring it down. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, my brother Elvis, you have done a lot. Your panelists have spoken and lamented a lot in line with this argument, in line with all this topic before now. But it will be on record if at the end of the day, all these illicit activities continue to happen. Unfortunately, our court is so scary now because at the end of the day, it is all about cash and carry. It's a court of injustice. It's very, very unfair anyway. But however, we expect that let miracle happen because with God, indeed, all things are possible, including tomorrow. That is for Nnamdi Kanu issue for tomorrow, December 15, as much as I carry now with the issue of Ninas. Now, with respect to the Minister for Trade, my brother, the very first time the Ministry of Trade was brought into focus, if I could remember, within the second, is the second under the Third Republic, under Obasanjo. The very first people that actually occupied the position with Chief that was Sarumi, and then later on, we saw Greg Mbadiwe, taking also responsibility. Then that was in the good old days during that time. I want to state very categorically here, this crop of the Minister for Trade is not different from other ministers that has been gathered together under Tinubu regime. She is no different from other ministers. These people, unfortunately, are not there for the people. They are not there for the masses. They are not there actually for Nigeria. The country is bleeding to death right now, economically speaking, politically speaking, everywhere is on. And how dare you, a woman, under your headquarters office, in fact, the overhead cost of your budget is extraordinary high. Under the head office of the Ministry of Trade, 900 million is being used to take care of that. However, you want to be operating from abroad, from the diaspora in Geneva, and that you are expected to use 1 billion plus to be able to manage your operation from the office from Geneva. For crying out loud, does our constitution allow that? Even Mr. President cannot even be allowed to operate aside from Aso Rock if all things are being equal. You just have to be in that Aso Rock to operate as Mr. President. Not any other place, not even in the East, not in Ogbomosho, not in Enugu, not in Zamfara or Katsina or in Edo. You cannot operate there as a president. The constitution permits you to operate under the office of the presidency right from Abuja as a headquarters. That is why it is called FCT, Federal Capital Territory. That is your domain as a governor. A governor of a particular state in Nigeria cannot be operating in another state as a governor. You know what I mean? So, as a president himself, the constitution does not even allow him to operate any other place in the state, except from FCT. That's what I'm trying to say. Not to talk of going abroad to operate from the diaspora. And this woman is bold enough to be telling us about what is needed to be expended over 1 billion plus in dollars to operate in Geneva, and then over 900 plus. If you look at the overhead cost from the analytical expression, from the analysis, which Oshimhole did a very critical job by scrutinizing and probing into the document that this woman is bringing. It's unfortunate that both of them are the same. They're all APC. No one should do, claim innocent among them. But then Oshimhole was making a good point. Everything he is saying, everything he is fishing out there is very clear and true. How can you make your overhead cost be more than what that is expended for you to operate? Trade and investment as a ministry. What does trade mean? What Oshimhole was just trying to say, what is the new thing? What can we do new? What it simply means is from the principle of consumption to production, that we must drift away from the principle of what? Consumption to production. That's basically what Oshimhole was explaining and emphasizing to her. And she is saying that, yes, that she understands that, but then that, she's got this, she's got that is going to be something that will be done with due time. She's going to bring it. Unfortunately, Nigeria the ministry does not have any database to be able to capture what she needed to capture that will enable her to execute, her office very well. What a shame. At 63 to 64 years, we do not have any major database the ministry can use to be able to determine their modus of operation. Too bad. And she is very proud to hear lamenting and talking. It's most unfortunate anyway. In fact, Nigerians should think twice and determine which way to go. They need to rise up and get up and say enough is enough. None of these ministers under their various ministry are actually having Nigeria in good faith. I'm serious. Oshimhole also brought the idea of you want to use 150 million to buy a car, 2 cars, how much? And we have innocent where you can have less than that. And you are a minister for trade that will encourage productivity. The determination of your export and import. Your export should be much more higher than what your importation. As a minister, for crying out loud, you as a minister under your ministry, you should be able to encourage everything that is encourageable to be able to create job opportunity through productivity, buying and selling. What does commerce teaches us about issue of trade? The production of goods and services from one end to the other until it gets to the final consumer. That's what she should be doing. She must build a template in that line. They must be accountable to Nigerians. But you see, when a mandate does not belong to you, people mess it up. It's just like when a stolen money is given to you. You mess the money up because you don't know the value. That is how we are going to witness this government till it finally fails all that. I just pray for this country. That is anyway, by the way, for the issue of the Ministry of Trade. However, the issue of Wike and Fubara, in the days of, Mbadineju also, the first governor of Enugu State, when Chief Jim Nwobodo appointed, or the godfather was Jim Nwobodo. And at a point, there was a phase-off. And that particular phase-off made Jim Nwobodo to say, okay, he's going to impeach the Enugu State governor then. He put in power. Over 19, out of 20-something, about 19 of the state assemblies were all for Jim Nwobodo. And then, something happened. Only 7 the governor then was having. And of course, he went to court, and the court granted him, the state assembly, the power to operate with 7 assembly out of 30-something. And eventually he presented his budget like that. And at the end of the day, the budget scaled through, and the heaven did not fall. And he continued to rule Enugu State until his tenure finished. And the second tenure too, he applied and he also won for the second tenure, and the heaven did not fall. He also won. So Wike should learn from history and from records. As for those 27 state assemblies of Rivers State, actually they shot themselves on the leg. As I speak with you right now, there is a court injunction restraining and empowering the 4 or the 5 state assembly under Fubara, power to operate fully as an assembly, as a legislative house. So whether they are 4, whether they are 5, it does not really matter. The 2/3 of 4 is equals to 3. And with the 3, budget can be passed. With the 3, bills are passed. In fact, with the court injunction, the legitimate business of the state under the state assembly, with the 4 of them, can take place until that order is vacated. So you cannot eat your cake and have it. That is for Wike. Wike is actually chewing much more than he can, or biting much more he can swallow. It's just unfortunate that that man is still hanging on. It's unfortunate. But I pray you cannot continue to dance and rigmarole forever. Our days are numbered, including him. Thank you very much, Mr. Elvis. God bless you. And I thank the panel. God also come to bless you all, guys. You are doing a very good job. Keep it up.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mr. Chess. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. I'm happy that you came into the panel today, and thanks for the encouragement as well, and for your wonderful submission. So I wanted you to pass your information, your submission, without any kind of interruption at all. And yeah, I'm pleased with that. Thank you, sir. Let me come to...
God bless you. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Elvis.
Thank you. All right, let me come to orders. I'd like to quickly appreciate Uncle Ben. Uncle Ben, thanks very much for your super chat. I got it. May God bless you. Thanks for the support for the channel. For those of you liking, sharing, may God bless you all. Continue to do that. Let me come to give us a mandate. Then before Garcia, give us a mandate. Thank you very much, my brother, for your patience. Good evening to you. Talk to us.
Well, thank you very much. Good evening to you, to the panelists, and then people on the comment section. Hopefully everyone can hear me clearly. We're actually here again doing this, and thanks to Mr. Charles Mahdi for coming out to also lend your voice today. We do appreciate you. One thing I've come to realize is that for the fight for the struggle or for the soul of a nation actually is not a marathon, but rather is a sprint. America did not just become a great nation. America became a nation that people all over the world, including nations of the world, actually look up to because people fought for the soul of America. Great Britain did not just become what it becomes today because of people's shenanigan attitude, but rather because people love the nation and they can do anything for that nation. United Kingdom did not just become what it is today. It becomes what it is today because some people actually fought for that nation. Nelson Mandela of blessed memory actually has gone to the other side. Martin Luther King has gone to the other side. Kwame Nkrumah have gone to the other side. And the likes of them have gone to the other side, including Fela Anikulapo Kuti has gone to the other side. But today, nations of the world remains. Oftentimes, these men, they speak in proverbs, they speak in parables, they speak in riddles, but we don't probably sometimes understand what they say until situations and conditions actually happen to us and we say, oh, wow, this was what Fela was saying then. Oh, this was what Kwame Nkrumah spoke about then. This was the reason why Nelson Mandela would not allow appetite to breed until he saw the end of appetite. Children all over the world today are suffering of hunger, suffering of malnutrition because of one reason: bad leadership. So predominantly in the African region or in the African continent, all because of bad leadership. People are dropping in their numbers, being put 6 feet below the ground because of leadership. Organizations, institutions that should hold men and women accountable are being destroyed. Reason: bad leadership. People cannot stand for their conscience anymore. Integrity has gone under the bridge. People are losing their integrity, losing their conscience. Why? Bad governance, bad leaders. And that is why you watch and you laugh, or maybe you even say, oh, wow, oh, good one. Maybe Fubara got 2 points and Wike is getting one. Let's see what happens tomorrow and let's see if Wike can catch up with him. How they brought down the people's house. And you can imagine bad leaders, bad government. Men with selfish ambition. And you ask yourself, in the days where countries of the world are actually discovering science, bringing out things, AI is growing in its number, data laws, privacy, things that have to do with cybersecurity. People are inventing AIs that can actually track movement from far distance, break in science, medicine. But what are we crying about in Nigeria? Bad leadership. And so it brings me to tears as I rewatch and think again about the fact that some years ago, the house of the people, the roof of the house of the people in Edo State was removed, granite poured in front of the house of the people just because one man had to be a governor, even though the people will sacrifice all that they got. Even the woman in the village, in the forest that goes to farm, bring home mega things for the family to eat, say, no, you know what, Obaseki or no Edo State, they went as far as even taking the maize of the house out of the place just because woman had to be a governor, and after becoming the governor, down the line, 8 years by next year, and even the airport of that state is in a bad condition. These are wicked men. It is better not to go into power if you cannot do the will of the people than to go into power and then you destroy the will of the people. Peter Obi is not an angel, he's not a ghost, he's a human being like you and I. Blood flows through his vein, but he governed Anambra State for 8 years. And till tomorrow, he still tells us, if you see anywhere they tell you I stole Anambra State money, I will stop all that I do. Just some few days ago, this man went and gave a donation of 5 million naira, paying people that were affected by the error of a military. And the president, in quotes, and I continue to use that word in quotes, just because of this platform and the owner, just to respect them, the president said it's the act of God. Why? Bad leadership. Men, just to satisfy their own evil ambition. And today, again in 21st century, you still see such happening in River State. Now, they even took their own further by destroying the house, completely breaking it down just because of their evil aggrandizement. And the young boy or the young child born 20 years ago in River State has not enjoyed anything called good governance. All they've seen is touts, thuggery, wickedness, men bringing down their fellow human being. If they can actually get their own ambition fulfilled, they don't care. They can even change the will of the people, just like Dr. CM said. People come together to vote for somebody, and then you change their will. It's like you're saying to them, your will does not matter. In as much as I am wicked and I am the Lord of the ring, anything can happen. As I speak to you, my people, I speak to you in tears and in pain, because every day I think about Nigeria just moving from one platform to the other. It leaves me in pain, even though I live in one of the best countries of the world. In fact, I live in the #1 country of the world by the grace of God. I don't take that for granted, but I still love Nigeria. I love my country with passion. I love my country with every being in me. But bad leaders. So today, the 20-year-old child in River State will just go and say, you know what? They just brought down the house of the people because of what Fubara and Wike are fighting. One is saying that he's entitled to 20 billion naira every month, and the other one is saying no, even though you are the godfather, the people's will must be accomplished and not your own will. Wickedness, pain everywhere. And that's why the vice president of the nation can tell you that they don't have job for the youth. They don't even have any mandates that they run on in the very first place. Nigerians, how do we get out of this mess that we find ourselves in? Because if they can bring out the house of the people, that should be the hallowed chamber of the people. That should be the place where you can run into and you are safe. But now, if anything happened in River State, the people does not have anywhere to run to because their houses have been brought down. Wickedness, just for people's self-ambition and aggrandizement. When are we going to see the end of all of this? Every day you wake up, even though you live in UK like Dr. CM and Mr. Elvis, the very first thing that comes to mind, maybe after saying your prayer, take your breakfast or do other things, is about Nigeria. Mr. Nnamdi is here today with us just for the love of the country. But bad leaders, wicked men, they don't care about you and I. They only care about themselves. Because if they care about you and I, the president in court, the criminal drug baron, will not go to Kanu, to Maiduguri, and then tell them that the bombing in Kanu State, or in Kaduna State, sorry, permit me, is the act of God, even though that was a human error. There is what Yoruba we call Amuwa, there is what we call Afowofa, and there's what we call Asishe. Amuwa Ọlọ́run is the act of God. Afowofa is what you cause yourself. Asishe is when you make error. The act in Kaduna State was the error of the military personnel, but the president permits that word, said it is the act of God. Because they've used religion and tribe to blindfold our people. And that's why you quickly applaud Oshiomhole for all that he did, which I'm not against. I'm not against it for doing all that he did. But can I quickly probably remind you that these people just returned back from Dubai maybe last week after taking about 1,400 people and 11 to Dubai for the same thing that Germany was invited for, and they tell them, you know what, we will not go on this trip. Why? Because of budget crisis. The last time I checked, Germany is not a third world country. Germany is a world ruling power. The last time I checked some times ago, because somebody came out from Germany. Germany did not attend COP just because of budget crisis. But Nigeria, borrowing money, went with 1,411 people. That is 1,411 people for Nigerians. That is what they went with. On which money? Borrowed money. Oshiomhole did not question them then. He didn't question that. When the president returned, he didn't actually propose a bill to the floor of the House and say, you know what, Mr. Akpabio, let me not use the other name that I used to call him just to respect the platform. Oshiomhole did not say, Mr. Akpabio, these people have done their worst. Now let's probe their return from Dubai. All they could tell you is that, oh, the number of people that went from the government side is about 400 people. 400 people going for climate change that Nigeria does not even have anything to propose or to even deliberate on, because the Nigerian pavilion, as we heard, was empty. But now Oshiomhole could question a minister. Well done job. That means you know what to do, but you know how to treat others. But when it comes to yours, you quickly hide them. But is Oshiomhole looking for what I'm thinking in my mind? I will not say it. You can think about it and probably put your answer in the comment section. Maybe Oshiomhole is looking for something that I'm thinking in my mind. And hopefully Nigerians carrying the lines and then say, oh, Mr. Senator, oh, hold on, sir. Why on this woman? Is there something special you're looking for? Or I will leave that to you to answer. Because it's not the first time he's doing this. And so we talk about balance of trade and balance of payments for the knowledge of our people. It is just maybe in a nutshell, the difference between what you import and then what you export. But can Nigeria even talk about balance of trade as a country? Because my own president, His Excellency Mr. Peter Gregory Obi, the Okute one of Nigeria, the man that is my own president, still going about doing good like his master Jesus Christ, going from places to do good because of what? God was with him. God is with you, Mr. Peter Gregory Obi. No man can bring you down. I was with you yesterday. I am with you today. I will still be with you till tomorrow, because you represent true Omoluabi. You have compassion, you have capacity, you have character, you have love, you have empathy. Not like some people that will tell lies. They are criminal drug baron. Because just some days ago, we were told by FBI revelation that Lee Andrew was spied because of the narcotic ring that the Amodashon Gulere, the criminal, run in Chicago. Mr. Peter Gregory, you are a man of the people. I love you because you represent my value. So, now, this woman is just being asked questions, which is very, very wonderful, very, very nice, very, very great. But Oshiomhole, I desire you to ask your principal, ask him question. How we can salvage Nigeria. But Mr. Charles Mahdi, as you speak, I just quickly remember that these guys don't have any, they don't even have anything they run with. They don't have no mandate. Tinubu didn't promise Nigerians anything. He just said he came to dance and is dancing. So Nigerians, your own president, not mine, is dancing around while my own president continues to do good. But I challenge you to the day you will hold your president accountable of what he will do for your country. So as we speak about balance of trade, China can make money because even here in the United States, most of the things we have here are being produced from China, but not like the grade they give to Nigeria. We two companies over there, they produce, they send back home. But in Nigeria, they produce for you, they sell to you even toothpicks. It's as bad as China importing toothpicks into Nigeria. And my president, Mr. Peter Gregory, said, when those containers they arrive in Nigeria, they go back empty, and that's why you are being double charged, because nothing is being loaded back into the container to take back to China or wherever they came from. And that's why China will make so much money in billions. But Nigeria, how much? Maybe nothing to write home about. And so the question we should be asking ourselves is, the country is bleeding. It's a bad vehicle. But my president said it, that we cannot have a bad vehicle and have a bad driver. We must, if we have a bad vehicle, you must have a professional driver. And he's still showing it by his character and his attitude that he is the best driver that should have taken Nigeria to the destination. But those that know how to steal it, they know how to grab it, they know how to run with it, they are still running and they are still dancing. Nigeria, a cabo soriye to yo, ijonike mo. Just continue to watch their dance. That's it, what they promise you. He said he has come to dance. He will dance, he will continue to dance, and he will continue to dance. While the country continues to suffer, maybe tomorrow another bomb will be dropped, maybe somewhere in Samfara, and we'll go ahead and tell them, oh, it is the act of God. But as I say all that, it is also a time for us to educate our people, maybe from the core north or from the north. Not everything that happened is the act of God. My president said it, that after the election, he went to Arise and he told us, he said, now they will say it was God that allowed it. He said God did not wish Nigeria evil. God did not promise Nigeria no light. My president is on tape. Mr. Peter Gregory said it on Arise that God did not promise Nigeria bad roads. God did not promise us lack of hospital. No. In fact, according to 3 John verse 2, he said, I wish above all things that you prosper and be in health, even as your soul prosper. So God promised us prosperity, not evil. The same Bible said, when the righteous rule, the people rejoice, but when the wicked rule, the people groan. Nigerians are groaning. Why? The last time I checked, the man selected by Mahmoud Yakub is a criminal drug baron, certificate forger, identity theft, forfeited $460,000 US, narcotic money, and he's still doing all of that. He doesn't care about what happened to the nation. He's just for himself and himself alone and his people. So Nigerians, I care less about what we say here, but I care much about the actions that we are not taking than to Nnamdi Kanu. We've been saying it here severally. Mr. Elvis, Mr. Madia just confirmed again tonight that Nigerians are listening to you and you don't know what you're doing now. Maybe 20 years down the line, we will play some videos here and you say, oh, so this was what I did. Nigerians, be careful because they have a game they want to play. It is either they are trying to take Nnamdi Kanu back to the court to go say some other things, or he wants to probably release, in quote, allegedly, release him to get the people's favor, to get the people's applaud. Oh, that he was a criminal drug baron that released Nnamdi Kanu. So what else do you guys want? You guys have been crying about Biafra, IPOB. Now he has released Nnamdi Kanu. Has he done good? When did the core issues have not been addressed? So there are puzzles on the table that you and I can have. I mean, you released Sunday Igboho. Sunday Igboho said some things I think last week, right? That Mr. Elvis read to us here that even though he's been released, he's a Roman that is the president now. It doesn't stop the movement of the Oodua people. After then, what action have you seen? But we can leave all of those. But Nigerians, let's be wise. They're trying to play something. He may release him and say, "Oh, okay, now my Igbo brothers, oh, Nnamdi Kanu has been released now. Did this guy do good or no?" Hey, whether I release him or not, in the first instance, Nnamdi Kanu should not have been arrested. Should not have been arrested because he did not commit any offense. He should not have been arrested in the first instance. So let's wait how this whole thing plays out. But to Senator representing Edo State, Mr. Oshiomhole, with all due respect, I will not tell you what I'm thinking in my mind, but what is good for the goose is good for the gander. If you can actually question this woman like this, if you can take her through this process, take your principal through same process. Take other ministers, take other people through the same process, and let's see if you're fair or not. I mean, you said it that if you cross to APC, your sins are forgiven. Let's see how this whole thing plays out. But thank you very much, Mr. Elvis, and everyone coming out to do all of this. I appreciate you always.
Thank you. Thank you. Give us a mandate. Thanks for your submission. Anyway, as for Oshiomhole, the reason why I have to applaud him on that, how he tackled that minister, because I think he did the right thing. But if we have to look at it holistically, for him to question every aspect or every areas that is affecting you and I in Nigeria, yes, I agree with you on that as well. But yeah, if something good comes out from them once in a while, we should also acknowledge it. That's it. If, for example, Tinubu give us light today, Nigeria now celebrates 6 months without a blink of light, I will also come here, I'll talk about it. So that's what we do here, you know. But let me pick this call quickly. Good evening to you. Your name and where you calling us from?
Hello.
Hello, sir. Your name and where you calling from?
Yeah, this is Egusa. I'm calling from North Cyprus.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Egusa. Talk to us, sir.
Am I allowed to speak broken?
Yes, now of course. Not be broken be our language.
Okay, good evening. I remember I break and down. See, I thought so. Just one thing, the way this guy we also finish with America. See, sincerely speaking, I'm a fan of President Obi, but as it stands now, Bola Ahmed Tinubu is the president of Nigeria. All this will be my president. No, it does not do matured. Nobody likes Tinubu, but we must accept with this. All this my president. If they ask us to be in the embassy in America, who is better than Nigeria? We say Peter Obi or Atiku. or Tinubu. It doesn't really make sense. I'm not even of Tinubu. I'm a fan of Peter Obi.
No, what do you mean? What does it make sense? I'm not getting what you're saying, sir.
No, but I will say when they say Obi is my president, if the answer of America say, Mr. Man, but now give us a mandate, who is your president? Will you say Obi or Tinubu? You go fail the exam. You get my point, so.
Okay.
If the answer say now, if the answer for maybe you go to have interview for America, say, Mr. Give us a mandate, who is your president of Nigeria? Will you say Peter Obi or Tinubu? More realistic. And secondly, for Oshimhole is just pretending. If he can do the same to that woman, why can't he do the same to the other the APC people there? These are just jamboree. And besides business, can I just make one last comment?
Go ahead.
Me and my friends, and from those statements, my friends, we talk once today, and I take out the position. It go there very, very difficult. Let's be realistic. Let's not be pretending. It go there very difficult for any certain man to take power from APC 2027. It will be very difficult. I'm just saying the truth. It will be very, very difficult. When I mean South, I mean the East, the West, and the East, the West, and the East, and the South. It will be very impossible because when I really think, first of all, Nigerian police is based on sentiment. After all, APC is South don't do 4 years. Should we give that fresh certain man? We go do 8 years, make it 12. All those things we call to play. Let's not deceive ourselves. Let's not be carried away. This is the plain truth. When it comes to that time, you saw this will come and say, the one give another certain man, make it do 8 years. We'll call this short change. These are the basic facts. You get my point, sir?
Mm-hmm.
Hello?
Yes,
you get my point?
Yes, sir.
So we see, Mr. Davis, seriously, I respect the way you modulate this program, but let's just be sure ourselves. Let's not be deceiving ourselves. Like, no, it does not work that way. It does not work that way. Nigerian politics is too dirty. Before you must be brutal. You cannot just take it like with a platter of gold. And Obi kind of politics is too gentle. Nigeria don't need gentle person. I'm not calling for anarchy, but Nigeria need a very tough, who go get mad. What I mean, mad. You don't just they do chimmy. That's what they take power for all these criminals, all those blood-sucking demons.
Okay.
No, you can't take power from them. If you want cash thief, you act like thief too. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Sir. They enjoy your program.
Thank you very much. Thank you. All right, let me pick one call more and come back to the panel again. We have Mr. Jonathan on the phone this side. Mr. Jonathan, thanks for calling in, sir. Good evening to you. Please talk to us.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Elvis. Thank you for taking my call. I decided to call. I've been listening attentively to the broadcast. Just decided to call. I want to ask the last caller just one question. If a thief come to your house and he successfully get away with your items and the police search for him, you went to the police, he was not caught. So he's no longer a thief because he was not caught, he was not prosecuted. Or probably a thief come to your house, the thief has some contact with the police, he bribed them, and he was not arrested, nothing happened to him, he's success. So you won't call him a thief again because of that. I can't understand your estimate at all. Tinubu is not the president of Nigeria by fact. So you can be in your own island and be saying he's your president. Tinubu is not the president by fact. We're talking by fact. A thief is a thief. Whether he was eventually prosecuted or not, he's a thief. That's what we're talking about here. So you can't. If I said Tinubu is not my president, Tinubu is not my president. By facts, I'm saying it by facts. Secondly, you said a Southerner cannot emerge in 2027. Where do you get that calculation from again? If you are following Nigerian politics, who was the Nigerian last president? Was it not from the North? Buhari? Why did Atiku contested? Why did Atiku broke all the PDP rules and their constitution and he contested? If Atiku had won, wouldn't it have been a Northerner and then a Northerner succeeding him? So those are Nigerian, those are the errors that we follow. One of them is that the North is more populous. They have more people, which is a lie from the pit of hell. The North is not, they have land there. Who are the people living there? They have sold that to Nigeria and they continue to manipulate the population numbers. And we believe that. But that fallacy was decimated this last election cycle. There is nothing like North being more populated than the South. So the idea that the president cannot emerge from the South in 2027 still remain to be, it's not clear. That is not, we can't stand by that. It is possible. A Southerner can emerge again. It doesn't have to be. Do we have a rotational system? Then after North, then it comes to South. Then after, we don't have that in the Nigerian Constitution. So I will leave it at that now, Mr. Elvis. Thanks very much. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Mr. Jonathan. Thank you very much for coming in. All right, let me pick another call here quickly. I have Mr. Chris. Mr. Chris, thanks for calling in. Good evening to you, sir. Talk to us.
Hello.
Thank you, Mr. Chris. Go ahead. Good evening to you, sir. Talk to us.
Good evening, Mr. Njawosh. Good evening, everybody in the panel. Thank you all for keeping this light burning. I've been listening to everything everybody has been saying for the past weeks, and I can say it has been very fantastic, and I'm very happy that the battle is still on. So I'll just try and make it as short as I can. I think for the second to the last caller before this caller, I think the guy is, first of all, he said we should just allow Tinubu to continue. In another breath, he was saying that the minority cannot become president and all this stuff. But that's exactly what we are fighting for. We are fighting for a Nigeria that will work for everybody. I think that's the purpose of this campaign. That's the purpose of this fight. So we have to be very clear of what we are doing. Irrespective of whoever is the president now, the wheels of justice grind slow, but it grinds very smooth. Having said that, I was listening to Mr. Tony yesterday, the man from Linas. Well, I think he made some very good points, but he also, from some of the things he said that I cannot really agree with. You know, he appears to, he come across like somebody that just wants everything to be his own way. If you can't have it my way, then there's no way at all. So how come he was not able to work with everybody to the extent that I don't want to mention the other names. He even queried why our principal, Peter Obi, why did he even take part in this last election? So he wants to tell me that everything that has happened in that last election, he can't see any victory in it. He can't see that we have not seen that the Supreme Court cannot help us. We have not seen that nobody respects the rules in the country. We have not demystified the fact that there is a population that will always win you vote in the North. If it is that alone, what about the unifying force? For the first time, a presidential candidate of even Igbo extraction could garner vote from all the breads and everywhere from Nigeria. The man from Linas, he didn't see that as a victory. For me, I think that is a victory, irrespective of whatever happens. Irrespective of that, that's a victory on its own. And concerning Nnamdi Kanu's case tomorrow, we must all remember that this person of Nnamdi Kanu, we can't keep looking at him from the angle of Biafra. Not at all. The young man started by fighting for one Nigeria. There are videos of the man where he was fighting the government for not doing anything during the Boko Haram killings. He started those fights. Then the man continued because he couldn't get anything. The man called for a constitutional conference, constitutional review. And the federal government still refused to listen before the man now went to the last part, which is give me Biafra. If you cannot give us in Nigeria an egalitarian society, then let my people go. It's very unfortunate that most people, sorry to say, most people just look at Nnamdi Kanu from the prison of fighting for Biafra. That was not how he started. He started for a better Nigeria, even started in the North. When that would not happen, he called for a constitutional review. And the government still refused. Nobody listened. And the man said, if you cannot do this, so let my people go. That is all. And the people that keep saying that Nnamdi Kanu did this man has been taken to the courts of the land. As devilish as the government of Buhari is, they couldn't still tie anything on him. He won all his cases. Just like one of his last speakers said, all the 70 cases, he won all of them. Now he's headed to Supreme Court. Even as corrupt as the system is, they couldn't still tie anything to him. So why are people still accusing the man? Why are people still accusing him? So tomorrow, sincerely, I pray that he gets that justice, because I'm not looking at Nnamdi Kanu as a person. I'm looking at, it could have been any person tomorrow. Just like the PDP, what they are suffering today. It was the PDP that started this idea of go to court, go to court, go to court. Then we shouted and shouted and shouted, and look at the table has turned around now. Yesterday it was Nnamdi Kanu. The day before yesterday it was Sunday Igboho. Tomorrow who will it be? Today who is it going to be? It is in Nigeria. It's a crime scene that has been rigged against everybody. It's a case of turn by turn enterprise. So we must all stand for the truth, irrespective of whatever, whoever hurts is God. We must stand for the truth at every point in time. And that's why I like this platform, and I want to use this opportunity again to salute you, Mr. Naija Watch, the way you have completely remained a detribalized individual, detribalized completely to the core. You've done your job excellently, and thank God this thing, everything is on YouTube. Years to come, generation to come, people will look at this and they will understand that all Nigerians are not just the way they are. We still have very truthful Nigerians. We have good Nigerians. And I make bold to say that you are one of the very few Nigerians that people can rely on. Then lastly, I'll conclude by the Fubara Wike case. The only thing I'm going to say, especially those of us from Edo State, please don't be carried away. We've seen this before. We've seen this before. Wike, Obaseki and Oshomhole. And at the end of the day, Obaseki was like the saint. But it now turned out that Obaseki was actually the evil. And with that, I want to close my submission. Mr. Naija, thank you for giving me the opportunity to express myself this long, and I don't take it for granted. I just appreciate you. I appreciate everybody in the panel. Thank you all for the good work you've been doing. We all listen at the background. Thank you all. I'm very grateful. Have a nice time.
God bless you, Mr. Chris. Thank you very much, sir. Good to hear from you. All right, so let me come back to the panel, to Oga CM. Before that, I'd like to appreciate every one of you right there listening to us, and those of you that are hitting on the like button. Help us to continue to do that. Help us to share our video. Let our voices go far. I appreciate you all. Oga CM, please talk to us. Then we'll come to Black Panther as the final one. Oga CM, good evening to you, sir. It's good to have you on the panel.
Sorry, Mr. Elvis, can you allow me 1 second?
Yes, sure.
Yeah, I mean, for that caller that was talking about my president or your own president, I mean, I don't know, but I think Mr. Jonathan actually gave a wonderful answer to that. But one thing is, it just shows that sometimes people may actually not really have been able to realize that they are still chained. But I bet you, even though he spoke about a politician, not gentleman, maybe that guy is an APC supporter, allegedly. Go ahead, sir.
All right, Oga, please, you have the floor.
Okay. Good evening, Naija Watch. Good evening, everybody. Good evening, Black Panther, the new chap that joined us today, Charles Modi. Give us a mandate regular. Then everybody, please, all protocols duly observed. And then to those listening, wherever you may be, I think I will kick off. You know, the chap that called, that said we shouldn't be saying Peter Obi our president. Tinubu is not all those. You see, that is the thing. That effort he used to make this suggestion, if he had used it to tell Tinubu what to do, it would have been better. See, people are dissipating energy. That is kicking a dead horse. You cannot tell people what to say. If Tinubu feels that the victory is his and he has the legitimacy, let him do something now. The ball is in his court. I said it here the other day. I spoke Igbo. I said, Oboju Odoro. In other words, the die is cast. After all said and done, whether you are rigged in, you are not rigged out. You know, it's like getting a job. You may not appear for interview for a job and they give you a employment letter. Oh yeah, show what you can do. Forget about tension during interview. We've waived it out for you. Oh yeah, show us. You are seeking for admission to study. What is the best course now? The most difficult course, maybe software engineering. You couldn't pass the JAMB and somebody said, okay, take. come and study it and you jumped up. Now show us what you can do. Forget about all those things. See, people should learn to reason. There, even if all of us say Tinubu is our president, will will it better the exchange rate? If you want me, I can shout it 1 million times. Before I start shouting it, you check the exchange rate. If you want me to be saying it here every day, I will be saying it for the next 1 month. Then after that, you check the exchange rate. So in so far, it's not going to better the people. Why waste your energy on it? You see, that is the issue. But people just because of, I don't say it's emotion. I think it's this foolishness. They just feel that anybody just have to say something. Most people start to think after they must have opened their mouth, which is very bad. You have to think before you open your mouth, not the other way around. So telling me to see Tinubu as the best president Nigeria is having, if you want me, I can say it. But how will it lower the cost of Gary in the market? If it can help, I will do it because it's not about me. It's about the people that are suffering. But let me not waste my time on all that. Now, the Adams Oshomhole interrogation of the trade minister. The thing is, they say talk is cheap, which is true. I commend Adams Oshomhole. He asked the right questions and everything. We know all this. Balance of trade. Balance of trade is like, let me put it in a simple way. Maybe because it's trade, we are talking of quantity. You buy maybe only 10 oranges from me in a year, but I buy more than 100,000 apples from you. Of course, I'm running at a deficit. You are running at a surplus. That is balance of trade. That's why you can now see the folly in Nigeria packing all the money we have, 160 million naira, probably borrowed, multiplied by the total number of legislators we have at the House of Senate and House of Reps. You give it to Japan. All you get is a piece of paper, maybe receipt. We bought it. That's all. That money will go to Japanese economy. Their GDP will be positively affected. The company will pay tax to the government of Japan. The company may declare higher profit. The company will now say, our capacity need to expand. Let us hire more people because we made a fantabulous gain this year. The company will now say, okay, for dividend, the shareholders in our company, let us pay them dividend, even if it's one yen. The company can also say, managers, oh yeah, bonus for Christmas. Thank God this is December. Or may even give through staff party. They do it in those days. By this time in Lagos in the 80s, when we were growing up, we are very small. Then you will hear somebody from the other year, they said they are coming back from PZ. They did staff party this year. I don't know whether they do all those things. Liver Brothers, what is it called? RT Briscoe. This one that is charity bus stop, Oshodi Apapa Express. So there are a lot of things like that. Flour mills in Lagos. Now, think of that. Look at it this way because of balance of trade. What if Nigeria had packed that money like somebody, one of the lady senators was saying, you give it to Innocent as indigenous manufacturer. It is true you pack those billions to Innocent, but Innocent will pay tax through Federal Inland Revenue Service (FIRS). That tax comes back to Nigeria as part of a revenue end, though. Let's call it internally generated revenue or inland revenue internally. Innocent will pay tax. Even while government is benefiting. So in other words, the whole money didn't go to Innocent. Innocent will pay tax. That one goes back to the government. Then Innocent may say, oh, we've made profit this year. Let us see if we can expand our capacity, employ more people. They will be happy. And for every Nigerian you employ, every Nigerian must have had a dependent that they will, what is it called? And that depends on them. Sorry, in the Japanese case, you are helping to, when the company is making profit and hiring, you are helping them to solve their unemployment problem. But in Nigeria, if you do it the other way, Innocent will help to reduce the unemployed people wherever, however it may be. And that's what they call the value chain, people that we benefit from as a result of that issue. So economics, It's a simple subject, but it requires common sense. So what Oshimhole is saying, I agree with him. There should be balance of trade, but that is as per the optics. Now let's come down to reality. The reality is that the minister want to operate from somewhere. Do you know why he must have chosen Geneva or Switzerland? To be honest with you, that is one of the best place to live in this world. Geneva. I've been there. I've been to Geneva. If or even Zurich. If you get there, you say, is this though it's cold, but in terms of tranquility, everything about life. That's why she want to be operating from there. One, her healthcare system is assured. Maybe her children will be studying in one type of school because he won't disclose all these things to you. And then maybe running, feeling that if this ministerial work should go, already I don't gain ground here, so I can switch over and get a local job. So there is for her own selfish interest, not for Nigeria. So that is the issue. That is the reality. Oshomole, they know all these things. So in Nigeria, that's why after listening to the interview, the only solution to what they are debating is one man, Peter Obi. If Peter Obi is at Aso Rock, let me tell you all these things. Peter knows it. He knows international trade inside out. What they call international, he knows what they call balance of trade. That's why Oshimhole was saying balance of trade. How much do they trade? There's no way you trade with Japan. There's no country. Even America is difficult for US. There is no country that trades with Japan that cannot run a trade deficit. Japan will build Honda Accord that uses petrol and all this Toyota and ship to Nigeria. But Japan started using electric cars in the 80s and in the 80s. Why can't they buy our petrol and use it? They said no, they want an electric car. But they will ship to us, oh, you want this. Oh, yeah, take Honda. You will be fueling it, buying spare parts from them. So that is balance of trade. Buy our crude oil. The only thing we can, because we don't sell mango. We can't supply mango fruit to Japan. We are not careful. We don't do all those things. Or supply yam. No. The only crude oil that we supply, they said no. They have electricity. They use it to do electric car. Go and check. It's been there since. So rather than buy crude oil from us, all they're interested is, what they want is buy our Honda Accord or everything and use your petrol. You use it. You think they are doing you a favor, but your crude oil they won't buy. So that's what they call. If you check balance of trade between Japan, you must run a trade deficit, and so it is with other countries. In other ways, you use your sense. In international business and international anything you are doing, what matters is what benefits your country. And I come back to what I always say here all the time. That's what they call all this climate change. You pollute, you put so many poisonous gas in the atmosphere. I agree. They say it will make the economy, it will make the ozone layer depletion in all those science. They will tell you they just bring a peer people at the Arctic Circle, say it's melting. It's because of the poisonous gas. And where do we come from? Industrialization. Who is the highest? Who is the most guilty? Who is the highest culprit? They say it's United States. You know, all the Western world, they come back to themselves and say, the America, come, let's sign a Kyoto. Kyoto means Tokyo, spelled the other way. Kyoto, a time in Japan, say Kyoto Accord, let's sign so that we reduce what we are emitting, so that we don't emit much gas, which is good. Before me, George Bush, the junior George Bush, who handed over to Obama, he looked at it, he said, I can never sign any agreement that will put Americans out of job. I was shocked. You know what America is? Say it can never sign, because if he signs it, it means the industrial capacity of America will be reduced. American ability to do all those things, he will just, because I have to abide by the terms of reference. He said no, or the rules of engagement. So he looked at it. He's not even talking about the ozone layer that will affect the world. He's interested in American economy. It was George Bush who's during his 2007 speech, I believe, was it 2007? I think so, or thereabout, State of the Union address. He said, I'm the first American president in history that will start my State of Union address with Madam Speaker, because of Nancy Pelosi. It was all during his time. So it was in that same address he said that he can never do this, that when Americans are happy, I maybe quote George Bush, he said, Americans are happy when Americans are working. That's why I summarize my job policy. I mean, that's why I summarize my economic policy in America with one term: jab, not job. Say jab. The way they pronounce it. So, what Nigeria people be understand this policy. In other words, anything that won't benefit your country, you tell them you don't want. Going back because of what Oshimhole said, I want to deal with it very well. Pat Utomi has advocated this type of positive balance of trade when he said he was the corporate affairs manager, Volkswagen of Nigeria. Then he called or he said he suggested to the then not Shagari, Buhari, they send this Buhari wickedness thereabout before Babangida. He said he suggested to them that they're having Volkswagen of Nigeria assemble plant in Lagos, Germany. Peugeot Automobile France in Kaduna, Mercedes State Germany in Enugu, Adamco. Then they have a Steyr in Bauchi. Steyr is from what country? I can't remember. Maybe Japan. Then they have a Leyland at Ibadan. There's one either Toyota in Port Harcourt. So he said he suggested to them that we bring these people and tell them, now we are using your car. What we want you to do is to make sure, be our chief marketing officer, that every tire to be used in your country for your own business must come from Nigeria, so that we expand our rubber plantation around the Delta, Edo, Cross River, or maybe where anywhere it's planted. Pat Tom say that's what he suggested. That's what they call that type of trade diplomacy Nigeria needs. It takes only somebody who is patriotic and intelligent. Imagine if they are doing. Pat Tom said that alone will give us money more than crude oil. You tell France that, look, the tire they will be using in China, in France for the automobile must come from Nigeria, because you already put a plant here. At least, even if you can't get 100%, even if it's 50, is something. Pat Tommy said that was what he proposed, but they couldn't. So what Oshiomhole is saying probably must have been borrowing from that. That is exactly the type of trade diplomacy in Nigeria. Because I listened to that interview very, very well, and I enjoyed it. Forget about what the minister will go and make this, that. You don't have data, you have data, these things. It's a simple issue. Nigeria, we are just buying from anybody. We don't even tell them to buy from us. Have you ever tried to tell them? You tell your customer, say, oh boy, look, oh, I'm a painter. I keep buying everything from you. Don't you have a painting job for me to do for you so that I propose it. The man may tell you, okay. That is how to do business. Again, let us put it this way. British Airways, like I had, their most lucrative route is London, Abuja, and London, Lagos, all over the world. They monopolize it. But according to IATA agreement, International Aviation Trade or something, IATA, I can't remember the meaning. He said the thing is that if a flight from my country will enter into your country, you also have the right that a flight from your country will get into mine. So why can't APs or Ebon Air be competing with British Airways, running Lagos, Abuja, Lagos, London? Because Ebon Air eventually will pay tax in Nigeria. Ebon Air or APs or any other indigenous airline will also employ Nigerians and then be competing. But we just leave it for them. You see, Nigerians, the thing is that there are things, and these are what P2B has been saying. There are a way to do, because if you tell British Airways, if you can't allow my plane to get into your country, we stop your own from getting into our own. I mean, it's a mutual agreement. And they will agree. They must find a way to give it to you. If they push you to one useless airport, you tell them don't land in Abuja, go and be landing in Bauchi, or go and be landing in one maybe in Akure. If you don't want us to, if you don't give us Heathrow, your flagship airport, or maybe if you Heathrow, any terminal, the best. That is how to do business. It's not, you are not doing us a favor. It's mutual. That's why they call it bilateral agreement. But Nigerians are not exploiting all this. Rather, we use mundane things, tribalism, religion to kill ourselves. Why should it be? That is what they mean by trade. Do you know that trade, because when they talk of trade in Nigeria, people feel that trade is only, you see somebody go to Ibadan and buy bags of a wedu, and then go and sell it in Akure, or a buy cocoa from Akure, go and sell it in Ibadan, or buy motor parts from we go and sell in Kano. No. Trade is one of the lifeblood of every country. American trade representative, US trade representative is like a cabinet post. It's like the Secretary of Defense or Secretary of Treasury or Secretary of Attorney General or anything. So trade is every country you have to trade. As long as you are bringing in, even if it's a technical or raw material, you must tell that country there is something you want them to be taking from you. Otherwise, you tell them, look, I can get it from any other place, and they will, they will buckle. By the time you tell British Airways that we must be entering London, Lagos, London, Abuja, a Nigerian aircraft, if instead you tell the Nigerians syndicate and be using it, because you are going to get money from them. If they refuse, you said, okay, we close, we stop it. Let's be using Lufthansa. If Germany agrees, that is business. That is how to do it. They are not doing you a favor if they agree, because you are only telling them what is international aviation the way it is. So what Oshimhole is saying, I think that what he's saying is quite deep and very, very profound. It's only that if we continue to open different perspectives to it, well, I may not live here today. So there are a lot of things to gain through trade, particularly between countries, and whenever it is official. What of medical tourism? What of so many things we are getting? It's only crude oil. You tell them this is what we want, particularly this aviation. Nigerians are all over Europe in millions. What if you tell them that this is what we want? Otherwise, you can't come into our country. Why should Nigerians be flying British Airways, European Airlines, Air France, KLM when they want to go home? There's no one that is indigenous to us. It shouldn't be. Ethiopians don't do that way. Even Kenya, South Africa have their own. Egypt Air goes everywhere. Air Maroc from Morocco comes to London. So why can't our own? Because the government, we look at things from tribalism. Who is having it is not a member of APC. Even if you join APC, waiting be my own inside. So it's a shame. That if you listen to that interview, it will tell you the missed opportunity with P2B, because this is the first time you have somebody who is business minded, who is interested in growing the economy, who through his policies will tell you that, look, you don't need to travel abroad. Whatever you are doing, P2B is interested. P2B said all the ship coming to Nigeria, they bring in goods. When they are going, they go out empty. It's a loss. That's why the cost of shipment to Nigeria is expensive, because if they know that they are coming in to deliver one type of raw material or anything, on their way going, they are going to carry yam or carry anything, export, because they don't go with empty containers. They will know that, yes, that is how to do business. But in Nigeria, we don't reason that way, because we have people that are brain dead. They don't know what to do. When they after rigging an election, they feel that they've arrived. You go and be borrowing money from China for what? When Chinese are constructing your this thing, what do you export to China? What do you export to China? What do you tell them that this is China has got so many industries? They want even automobile. Tell them, look, you should be buying our tire. You should be buying this from us. It's part of the agreement. If they say no, you say no, okay, don't construct, we give it to Canada. Because they understand business. They will cave in. They must say, okay, let's be. That is how to make money. Igbo man sabi all these things at the private level. But at the national level now, you need Nigerians to wake up. So we haven't got the leadership we need. That's the leadership what P2B should have given Nigeria. But some illiterates who doesn't know anything, all they talk about is be China, or be this. China is number 2 today in the world. China is the closest you get to United States. China is, forget about what you talk about then. China is the closest. So Nigeria should have been, and Nigeria was better than China 20 years ago, or 30 or 25 years ago, if I'm not mistaken. Nigeria was better. But today, China is number 2, bigger than the UK, France, even Germany. China is number 2. Whatever magic they use, P2B knows it. That is what he's trying to implement. But some of our people, they don't know what to say. So I'm really happy when I read about Obasanjo is ready to testify over 3.6 billion. Babe Yabo, maybe something must have provoked him. Well, if they can follow it up, I like such things because it will be a revelation. Let us really know what really happened. Sometimes, if for his own merit, it doesn't mean that you are witch-hunting somebody. After every regime, let's review. Let's just have a review and then sit back and then say, was there anything they could have done better they didn't do? Or is there anything fan fishing? It does not necessarily mean Obasanjo will be guilty of $3.6 billion. Nigeria, look at somebody's currency, US, American currency, you are calling it in billion. 3.6 billion naira, is that not much? Now, $3.6 billion. As at then, may God have faith. May God have mercy on Nigeria. Then Madi Shehu, who is lamenting a Muslim ticket. Chino Achebe said this is money yet on creation day. You see, these people, I don't know why they are lamenting now. When it was this Muslim ticket that they were bandying in those days. Hey, no, it doesn't mean Muslim. If you want to win or vote in the north, you must bring a Muslim. Now he's coming to tell us there are millions of Christians in the north because the thing don't get leg. You see, maybe Tinubu is not playing ball internally. So I don't know what is going on, but the man should stop lamenting. What they should do is to go and tell their people that whenever a candidate like P2B comes up, let them assess P2B on his own merit. What you should ask is, what will P2B's presidency do for us in terms of, do for you in terms of improving your welfare? Forget about whether P2B is from Namibia or is from, say, Brazilian, or maybe P2B is a great-grandfather slapped your great-grandfather. Forget about all those ones is immaterial. I conducted a debate with a Jamaican. He said we black people should love ourselves because the slavery that we sold our people to into slavery, it wasn't done by me. It wasn't you, the Jamaican, looking at me today that was sold. The person that was sold was maybe your great-great-grandfather. The person who did it may be my great-great-grandfather. So why? Must we carry aggression? Must we transfer aggression from one generation to the other? So what Madi Shehu should be telling the Northern Talakawas, the people that P2B came to rescue, is they should not be listening to all this El-Rufai type of narrative. January 15, 1966, Nzogwu, Igbo man, murdered. How old was P2B? Does P2B know who Nzogwu is? Something they did in the military. Army did the thing themselves, and they made a mistake. I mean, the thing went the way it went. Now everybody, even including Igbo man, to be born next tomorrow, will now be implicit in it, and they will be saying that it doesn't mean it doesn't. So go and tell them that, let them remove those sentiments. Rather, let them revolt against the system that P2B, who won the election, should come in and then do what they call reproduction. Production in the sense that for every ship leaving Nigeria, after delivering a container of whether it's electronics, which we may not be able to produce, there should be tubers of yam loaded there, granite, what is it, even millet, or you use what is this thing called, when you eat burger, this sesame seed you spray on it. It's grown in Sokoto all over the world. That is every burger you see from McDonald's to everywhere, you see it there. So that quotient alone can, according to Pat Otomi, I'm not being original, that quotient alone can make Nigeria counting in millions of dollars every year. And you can imagine the area doing this. So that's what P2B means by production. It's not that all this will happen. And then he will set up Nigerian Bank for Industries, the way it is in Germany, which there is Zenith Bank, any commercial bank in Nigeria, which me and you can go and open an account. The Bank for Industry means that only industries like Innoson or maybe Globalcom or any other industry will be customer there. So that when government decide to push in 3 billion naira or 40 billion naira inside that bank, it means that only those industries that are customers will be given that money to expand their industrial base and employ more people. Economics is somewhat, there's no magic. But the thing is that they don't want. They're interested in SUV. So Madi Shehu, stop lamenting. Go back to your people. Speak to them in the Hausa language they will understand. Tell them it's people like P2B meant well for them. When they were talking of, say, Baba, Buhari is the next thing after Othman Danfodio, or after Sultan Bello, or after Ahmadu Bello, that Buhari is the... Buhari came. The record of Buhari in the north is worse than that of Jonathan, who they call Arune, unbelievers, people that are Christian. The record of Obasanjo is better in the north than Buhari. Buhari wasn't the thing. So if your brother can fail you, it means that you're somebody who is not your brother. If the person, you listen to the person. So that was the gospel P2B was preaching. I will turn Nigeria to a production a production country, such that Taraba State, instead of waiting for part of $30 billion we get every year from crude oil. You can make $5 billion from exporting what is it called? Maybe flour. You can, because it's done in Kenya. You have the same similar climate. It was because of this climate issue. That's how Malaysia got up. The Kakalo, as World Bank economist, was sent to Malaysia, Southeast Asia. He told Malaysia in those days, you have the same climate like southern part of Nigeria, like southeast or this thing. He said, go and take palm nut. If you plant it, it will help your economy. They came to Naifo, near University of Benin. If you are going to Benin from Lagos, Naifo by the left, they went there, taught them, say this is how we do it, and even send experts. Today Malaysia is exporting oil palm, refined one, palm oil, and they are making money from it. So that is the type of thing P2B want to introduce in Nigeria, so that if Kenya is making money from one type of agricultural produce, he will come to Nigeria and say, which area has that same climate? This should be your comparative or competitive advantage, so that you compete with Kenya and not be waiting from oil from Bayelsa. That one can be a bonus. That's what P2B want to do, so that everybody will be, and with time, you start setting up the industry that can process it here in Nigeria. Or if you want to export it, any container going outside Nigeria can never be empty again, because we don't export anything. You don't carry oil in container. Or what else do we export? You have to export shoes and everything. But people like Madi Shehu and all those Rufai will not tell them that P2B is I didn't kill Sadwana in those days. So why should we, like IBB said, the area that we defeated in civil war, why should we get a commander-in-chief from there? Because of that, to make sure P2B did not get in, they have to go and switch up IREV. So all this wickedness, and then they start telling you Tinubu didn't force certificate. Look at where we are today. So Madi Sheikh, you have a very good work to do. Go and do the underground, expose them, tell them this is the difference. That if they continue playing the politics of the what is it called, tribalism and then religion, well, they will continue sinking, because the people they trust, you've gotten a Muslim president, you've gotten a Muslim vice president, you've gotten a Muslim speaker of the house, and so many other things, even Buhari Muslim, but in the end, where are we? So religion is not the issue. Religion is not the issue. Try the other option. At least this one has failed. So Madi, that is what you have to do. Then I think I will yield here. On Nnamdi Kanu's case is quite simple. If tomorrow, I will be surprised if the Supreme Court decides otherwise. I don't know what they have to say, but to me, it's a no issue, because according to Zekome, you can never find somebody guilty for an offense that does not exist. Terrorism or whatever, it's not terrorism or what they call treason. Which section of Nigerian Constitution? Bring it up. Show me the section that says treason. That is what Ozekome was using to finish them. He said, which constitution? This one, because constitution is the supreme law of the land. Whether the agreement you and your wife reach at home, if it goes to court, whatever the constitution says nullifies that agreement. That's why it's called the grand norm. And that's why Nigeria will be arguing since that Nigerians should come together and draft a constitution that will suit them, in which everything that you feel that should be there, all the fears, we have to put it down in writing, so that when you go to court, not a judge will look at it and say, well, there's no law backing this up. Then they call it lack of merit. They throw it out. Everything will be there. Everything, every section will say the way they want. Even if it changes, let's know. Even if we have to change anything, we should know. No matter how minute it will be, we clear it there, because that is the grand norm. Without it, we are not going anywhere. So Nigeria Watch, let me yield here. Thank you for the opportunity. I'm glad I'm glad I had up. I came in early today.
Thank you.
Normally I come
Thank
late.
God.
Thank you, Oga CM. Today is a day where I just allow people to talk. We don't have much on the panel. But the last person on the panel is Black Panther. So talk to us, then we can have a final submission. God bless you, sir.
Okay.
To you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, my Lord, and how will I put it? My Lord. How do you put it in Britain? My Lord, sir. Thank you, Mr. Nigeria Watch. Thank you, Mr. CM. Give us a mandate. I love your sermon. The sermon was keeping me up. Like I was listening. I say, give us a mandate. You really they pamper these people. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, the viewers. Thanks everyone that are on the other side, giving us messages. Thank you for those givers onto Nigeria Watch. May God bless you and God continue to strengthen you, and the grace of God be upon you to give more in Jesus' mighty name. I want to say thank you to Mommy in Diaspora. May God bless you. More grace to your elbow. You will live longer, more than a Methuselah. May God bless you, ma. And I want to say from me, I want to talk on issue to counter some other things. I want to clarify things before I move into the main issue. I want to talk about Ninas. When we were listening to him, when he was speaking, some people think he was aggressive. He is not aggressive. He told you all what the roadmap he went through. It wasn't done within a year. What he was explaining, people think it was done within 1 year or 2 years. It wasn't like that. There was a process. He went through the process. He was patient. He met with the leaders, head of Nigeria as a whole, as a country. He met with the tribes, the so-called minority that they call them, the majority. He met with all the tribes. Do you know how long it took them? It's not only him, but he doesn't want to reveal other team leads. That might be their modus operandi. And the leaders that he met in Nigeria, he said it, he met all of them. He gave them the paper to study it. If they reject it, no problem, they will amend it. If they want to put their own input, let them put it. They all came back and said, this thing is good. How do we go about it? He told them. He wasn't forceful. He told them. Then he allowed them to go ahead with what? When they came back to him, they said they cannot do it. He shut down himself. He didn't force anybody. They all went and he told them that this election, exactly what Kanu said, if you go into this election, you are rectifying the constitution. You are giving more power to them because there's nothing that will come out of it. You see that your constitution, they've studied, the team of Nina, they've studied it, put it down, knock it up, throw it one side, carry it like this, like that. They've studied it. These are critical things, and they are technocrats. They are constitutional guys that have read a lot of things. They sat down. It was not only him. If you think it was him, that's a lie. And when he came up, the leaders that he met, they said no. They will go for this election. They went for the election. He kept quiet. He didn't force it. But he told them the outcome of the election. And the whole outcome, we all saw it. They now came back and brought his book back and said, look, this is how we are going to go. Many people were speaking, but we don't have critical solution that will go without we not spilling any red oil. This is what it is. If you have not done it, if you want the modus operandi, he's going to, until start meeting, then the modus operandi will start coming out. You cannot see somebody speak and you come up and say, oh, that person is selfish. That person he just wants his own to be done. That statement is wrong. He did not want his own to be done. He brought it for people to look into it. And they looked into it, they dumped it, and they went for the election. After the election, he came back now. He's not doing Nigeria Watch is opportunity, at least one of the first media house that this man has come now to explain it again all over. He's trying his best to keep on sensitizing Nigerians. This is it. For somebody to come, I believe when Nigeria said one thing, there are some people that are with us that are not with us. And there's one thing, under my understanding some things personally to me, there's what we call, there's what we call physical laziness and mental laziness. Physical laziness, you all can see. Maybe you want to do something. Some people are lazy to go to work. They want to stand on government benefit, all those things. These are physical laziness. They don't want to work to know, to earn. But they want to sit at home to earn. There's what we call mental laziness. When you want to jump from point A in your analysis to point Z, that is mental laziness. You need to undergo the process. You need to understand it, critically analyze it, discuss it, break it down, and come to a round table. If you have an input, you will not say, yes, this is where I have an input. You should take this off and put this. You cannot come forward when you don't have anything with you that you have talked about or any written paper and come here and say, this man is one-sided. This thing is rubbish. That is not done. That is never done. That is all what Nigeria, if you go to Nigeria, that is all what Nigerians are always doing because they are mentally lazy. They don't want to study, but they want to hear the voice. When they hear the voice, they critically come and destroy the voice. Then where do we go from here? Where do we go from here? How do we proceed? So that we don't have spill of red oil on the floor. How do we proceed? This is a peaceful process. A peaceful process, which we can sit down on the round table. Any grudge you have, throw it and trash it. Go to the paper, study it, have your own input, bring it there, let us discuss it. That is how to do. That is how to move. That is how to bring up a movement. On the other side, I want to talk on the second person that spoke in the Nigerian that spoke from Cyprus. You see, this is what I called mental laziness. It's not a bad word. I'm not cursing. I'm speaking that word literally. It's called mental laziness. You don't want to remember our Peter Obi said one thing. We don't have critical thinkers in Nigeria anymore. Every Nigerian man just want to get to the endpoint, get money, and start mesmerizing himself all over the world, driving cars. Is that the thing? Your nation is incapable of feeding giving one person 3 square meal a day. One citizen. Your country is incapable of protecting its own citizens. And you come out here a thief, which has been established with facts from the outside world to the inside in your country. It has been established, but he went through he used politics, he used everything to move all those gullible Nigerians that are mentally lazy and put them in his pocket. And that is all. Look, a professor can be mentally lazy if you don't know. You study your own part of your studies that led to your professorship. You refuse studying other things. You refuse studying politics that you want to go into. You are mentally lazy. You have to study things before you dabble into it. My brother that spoke, you have to go and study. Study the Nigerians, study Nigerian politicians, study what is going on, study what Peter Obi said before you come up and give up your sovereignty to the thief. Before you come up and say, oh, that is my president. Can you boldly come out and say he is your president? Boldly come out, come in one of the square in Cyprus and shout, this is my president. And look what Nigerian will tell you. If they don't beat you up, just I'll give you $1,000. They don't beat you up. That is what we are talking about. It's not a matter of exam. Throw that one aside. If we are talking about credibility, we are talking about a man that is worthy of it. We are talking about a man that went through the right process without not deviating, without not corrupting the system. That is what we are talking about. That is kind of Nigeria I want to build. That is why the question is always asked, do Nigerians know what they really want? Anything that come your way, as long as you are being given money, that is your Nigeria. You don't want to develop it where you are, where all of us are. People spill their red oil before they got to that position. people love their country before they got there. If you don't love your country, you will never get there. You will never become great. So I want to speak to everyone. You see that lady, Mrs. Nkiruka, that is the commerce and whatever trade minister. He said she doesn't want to go. I don't want to listen to any other thing she said. That singular word that she said she wants to operate your country from Geneva in Nigeria. That makes it that is what we call the woman that is not mentally okay. She needs to reprocess herself. She needs to be evaluated, because no country in the world that would take that crap, mind my word, please, from anybody that call himself the citizen of that country. If you love your country, no matter what it is, people are sacrificing. We all are sacrificing. You want they brought you in and you said you want to operate. Okay, now you are the trade minister. You want to operate with $90 and that the proceeds of the dollar, borrowed dollar, you want to carry it back and use it. What happened to your trade? What happened to your industry? How will they access the money now that you have taken that money, which the small scale industry would have had access if you are operating in Nigeria? You see how foolish it is? You see that singular thought that I just bring has not broken everything, that the woman is there for someone. She's not there for herself. She's there for someone. That is why she can come up boldly to tell the Nigerian Senate, the highest house that we all vote, that Nigeria voted for, the pinnacle of democracy itself. He came and told them that, oh, I can't operate from Nigeria. I will operate from Geneva. Can you imagine the cost of operation is more than what it is? The budget, the whole budget of, if you gather three ministries together. Now, I want to tell you all, Agbado as it is does not know what it takes to bring up a country so that the country can be productive. We all know that. What they are doing now, Okojo-Iweala was brought in, who is more learned than this woman, who is more a technocrat than this woman, who the world have held in high esteem. If you want to talk about great women, they will mention Okojo-Iweala. It is not by power, but because of God, she has used what God has given her for humanity's sake. And look at this woman, painted a beautiful face, radiant looking woman. I want to operate from there. She's an empty can. She's empty. And all the women should have come out to come and prosecute, tear her apart with words. And all of them are sitting down there. None of them is coming to Nigeria Watch now to talk. The other one did the other time. I'm not against women, but if you want to shifter yourself, you got to start now, so that we have people like us and CM and Nigeria to back any policy. That was why I asked that day. The women are not speaking. This woman in the Senate should have bring forth a bill that will protect the women and the child, the young child that are getting married, to older men. These are the kind of bills that I want to see from women, that says what a man can do, a woman can do. But yeah, it's true. That word is true. After all, the woman was the minister of petroleum. She used the petroleum money, corruption. She used to buy gold and diamond brazier. Now another one has come. Trade ministry. I want to spend 1 billion to operate from Geneva. Well, that's fantastic. But that shows you how mentally her mental capacity is very, very low. Therefore, she's empty. Forget about anything she has. She's mentally lazy. She cannot make any sacrifice for her own motherland. That should not be. She's just there for Agbado to access loan in Geneva. That is what she's meant to do. And they will pass her. She will give her that money. Bet me, they will give her that money to operate from Geneva. Because Agbado needs somebody out there to access loan for him. And Geneva is one place. Access loan and take money and keep for me. That Geneva is one place. I don't know why we are not thinking to that side. That is the reason why that woman came. That woman was specifically came for Agbado want to use her to actualize things. Let us go and find her records. Why is Nigerian press not bringing her record? Let us see how educated she is and what she has done. That is how to know somebody that you know whether she can really handle the ministry or she's empty. So my brothers and sisters, we should not look at it. We should not give a sermon. I am expecting the women. We should not leave it to the men to come to Nigeria to tear this woman apart and question her. Question her. Is she a Nigerian? Not because of that. There are so many people that bear Nigerian, but they were not born in Nigeria. So that is it. We should always watch it. We should clean our house before we come forward. We should know if any man is. We are all castigating the men. Now, this woman has brought up things. By the time billions of naira is being taken out of the country, and you now see that, oh, the woman, the word that will come say, oh, she's part of the politician. Now she's not a man. That is what we are saying. Go and look at women that fought for the liberations of the women to vote in America. They were great women that sacrificed. They were speaking truth to power, protecting any woman that derailed from the force, from the aim and objective of the revolution that the women brought forward. That is how to fight, because that fight brought about men joining hands with them to force that bill that allowed the women to vote in America. That is how it is. You must show yourself equipped. You must show yourself clean before you can. It's not a matter of talking every day. When you talk, say, woman is this. You must show yourself equipped enough. You must educate as a woman. Then you come forward. These women that came up, they are disgracing the womanhood. We have great mothers like Okojo Iweala. We have great women like Ransome Kuti who came up with policies.
Black Panther, why can't she look for job in Switzerland?
That's a question. You see, when you ask yourself questions, you get answers. That means she's a proxy of Agbado to get money, because Agbado don't know how to create money here. He just tax. Look at the way he has destroyed the Nigerian banks. This woman is a proxy to get access to loan in Geneva, and to keep their money in Geneva. Don't you people know that there are so many banks in Geneva now? This woman is just a proxy. They will grant her that access to that money. You will see, they will grant her. That is it. That is why we must critically scrutinize her.
And you know, the Swiss banking system is very secretive. So
that is it now. That is we were just. I was waiting for myself to talk, because that was what I was. After I saw her that thing, I started asking myself question: why did they go for this woman? We have people. Why did they go for this woman? And the woman came up that I want to operate from Switzerland, and only one person came up to talk. All the old senators, they sit down there, they look like this thing. God, who do us this thing? Look at how your country is being spilled to the ground like trash. I can't operate in this dungeon, like what our President Trump said, a shit hole. I want to operate from Switzerland. So if you do this one, everybody will come one day. I want to operate from America. Then you people are gradually entering into modern day correct slavery. That's how you cripple in and sell your people in dollar to the outside world. That's exactly true. Somebody that attend cabinet meeting where all secrets are let loose, he will not be operating for Switzerland. They're not giving your secret out. My God, who do all this thing? Nigeria, we need people that can critically analyze. We need people that have the mind that love the nation. That is why I always say every Nigerian should come together. Don't criticize somebody that is bringing out things for us to use. What we should do, screen the paper that is bringing and give your own input, and let us have a solid movement. That is what we should be doing. We should stop all this thing. The roadmap is clear. It might not be us, it's not perfect. It needs your own input so that we can get this job done. He's not talking about breaking any country. He's talking about having a new country called the Nigerian Federation. Thank you, Mr. Niger Watch.
Thank you very much. That was a wonderful submission from you, my brother. I appreciate you. I'd like to quickly pick one or two calls quickly. Madam Origi, you are calling back. Please, you only have 2 minutes. Please, we need to round up now. Go ahead, ma'am.
Yes, I'm calling. I'm representing the women. Thank you, Mr. Black Panther, for your submission. You know, when we come here, I always have my heart quote. That is what this place is all about. I beg you, every woman on this platform is a woman of substance. We do not mince our words when we speak. I am so angry at Mr. Oshimhole because the same thing you're talking about is what I'm saying. This woman came to present an extra budgetary support of how many millions of millions. I'm not even interested in what her position is. It is irrelevant. She came to ask for more money for Oga. And Mr. Oshiomhole, and if you hear what I say they are going to give this woman this money. Which, don't worry, all this shenanigans, this or speaking from two sides of their mouth. Because they are in the same one bucket. Boogeyman, phagocyte, kleptomaniacs. It doesn't matter if it is a female or male. They are in the same bucket. Maybe because she's a woman, that's why Mr. Oshimhole was able to even speak to her and question her. Did he question Akpabio? All the nonsense that is going on, look at the Tom and Jerry, I just say, you know what, it has come to a point that women, we need to take over. Because you men have done enough. Don't mind all these few. These few that are in that same bucket are among the kleptomaniacs. Mr. Oshimhole is going to approve that.
Thank you.
So the problem goes back to the same thing, that we are dealing with people who are irresponsible, kakistocracy, and we need a change. We need a leader. I am still waiting for that, whether it's a man or woman that has the capacity and the ball to kick these people out so that we can breed. Thank you. I greet everyone.
Thank you very much, Madam Origin. God bless you.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Let me see. I think we got another call here. This one is coming from, I'm not sure. Hello, can you hear me? Hello, are you there? Okay, it looks like this person is not available. Okay, let me come back to the panel so that we can have our final submission round up. Thank you very much, everybody. Mr. Charles, thanks for your time with us. We're going to have only for 5 minutes now. Everybody keep to your time. I'm going to monitor all the time now for the final submission. Mr. Charles, please talk to us your final submission. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Elvis. Let me quickly start with the issue of Ninas. Black Panther have spoken well. Nobody is arguing that the man, Tony Nnamdi, did not have a good agenda or whatever the template looks like. Yeah, they are good. They are beautiful. I have been watching and following that man as a student of his own ideology of Ninas for several years too, right? Just like I've been following Nnamdi Kanu, and I'm just also the way I've been following Niger Watch. But the first word, the particular word that I've ever heard in my life is coming from Ninas, which he called the constitutional major.
Force major.
Because, yeah, the force major. And that is, what does that mean? According to them, under the same Ninas, they said it is a process, it is a climax of a process by which a particular constitution is being brought down and a convocation of a new war is being ushered in for the purpose of a new Nigeria, in this case, or for the purpose of a new particular country beginning for that particular geopolitical entity, could be any country. It is through him and his ideology that language, for the first time, I have heard it. Now, the point that I'm trying to make is this. According to his own ideology, the program and template, he said by October to November 2022, that they are going to get to the climax by which that the force majeure, the constitutional force majeure will take place. October, November 2022, period before election, in order to usher in a new document by which the country will be able to determine how it will be governed. I'm just giving you this little one because I don't have enough time to dwell on him. But what happened? October came, November came, 2022 came and went by. Election 2023 took place. He simply folded his hand and he said he is watching those who brought superior argument against that at the time minute. What is your option? Second, option A, option B, option C. That's what we're talking about. And how do we move forward from there? So that I'm yet to see. That way some of us that have been following him too have not seen. Moving forward from there, I want to speak about this lady they called Minister for Trade or whatever. It's just so unfortunate. Those that were ministers before her have mentioned some names that Bosaromi, then Gredin Badua, and so for that particular ministry. The overall cost in managing that particular ministry was never this outrageous. These people are just the same. Yes, Oshimhole, Senator Oshimhole was making a good point, but like I said, they are all the same thing. He cannot exclude himself completely from this dirty mud which they are robbing Nigeria, or they have robbed themselves. You understand? I have never seen where the cost of overhead costs is being run against the cost of good governance in that particular in a given particular office under a given budget. That is a bad budgeting. That's what Oshimhole was simply saying. He is right on that. Nevertheless, Nadendem, he is equally not excluded. So my own submission is, having an office in Geneva, that is craziness, is unconstitutional, that is madness and unacceptable under Nigerian constitution and before the people of Nigeria. Finally, the cabinet of the federation is supposed to be shrinked in order for us to be very, very frugal. And that is what this government lacks. And that takes me straight to the Tinubu and the illegitimate government, where somebody was talking about that Givos Amande didn't say it right by calling it will be my president rather than Tinubu. Yes, Givos Amande, it is right. Let me tell you the truth. He who must go to equity must go with a clean hand. P2B said that if you must be called your excellency, the process by which you take to becoming to that office must be excellent. In other words, anything outside that completely make you illegitimate and a stolen mandate. Actually, that is what happened. Are you telling me about what happened in Lagos? Are you telling me about the one that happened in Rivers State? Or even Ekiti, where the prototype of what was completely the same figure in 2019 was what was brought as to showcase for us for Ekiti result. All these things. Or are you telling me Benue or Plateau Jos? Everywhere, P2B won. The person, this is a stolen mandate. However, if anybody is saying my president, it will be my president, well, the person is not wrong because everybody knew that he is the president-elect. Nigerians ordered for something about what was given was wrong. It is so glaring in correcting that man that was just talking against give us a mandate. However, all right, sir. I am of the opinion, sorry, my dear, I am of the opinion that you see, an illegitimate government is a government by which, under the International Committee of Nations, is what we call an illegal government. Otherwise, they usually call it a floating government or a government in a vacuum. That is to say, a government in a vacuum is a government which is illegitimate. this present government is struggling from illegitimacy. And when you are struggling from illegitimacy, at the end of it, okay, thank you. So when you are struggling from illegitimacy, you definitely cannot achieve anything. The same way anywhere in the world, when you are having an illegitimate government, you are just like having a government in a vacuum. Thank you very much, Mr. Evans.
Thank you, Mr. Charles. It's really good to have you here today. Thanks for your final submission. God bless you, sir. All right, give us a Monday if you're available. Give us your final submission, sir. Okay,
so
you're not
you
there.
think I know they are available?
Okay, I think you don't sleep.
You think say okay, I no sleep or I day here. I day here giddy, I day here giddy. But well, thank you very much for this. Mr. Charles, it was wonderful hearing your voice. Honestly, today, you brought a lot of inspiration, a lot of wisdom to the channel. Thank you very much, sir. We greet you. We greet you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Hopefully, we can see more of you on the channel, and we can hear your own view. Get to learn from your wealth of experience. Thank you very much. Well, as I said earlier about the River State, I think some commissioners are already leaving Fubara, and that probably leaves Fubara to begin to now have his own people in the cabinet. Because then I think also there is a move from the APC to want to impeach him, but I don't know how that can actually work for them because their seat is been declared vacant. Constitutionally, those 27 lawmakers, I think maybe one or two of them returned back to PDP. But the remaining ones, the 25, they are just, maybe to use the word Mr. Charles used, they are floating legislators because for them now, they cannot go to the front, they cannot come to the back. APC is a no-go area for them, according to the Rivers State chairman of APC. Then PDP, they declare them vacant. So by-election may be holding in Rivers State some maybe down the line some weeks to come. But I mean, it will also be a good avenue for Labour Party, Rivers State, and maybe the national chairman, if you're listening, to begin to see if you guys want to probably put yourself in the ring and then go contest in that state, if you can get some seats. But as it stands right now, Rivers State is running a lawless state. Rivers State is a lawless state right now. Is a state on autopilot. Anything can happen in Rivers State now. There is no government. There's no parliament house because it's been vandalized. They said because of the damage or the disaster it may cause. They have to bring it down. So Rivers State, I mean, I don't know, anything can happen, but APC, they are trying to make a move, those lawmakers. But on what ground would they say they want to impeach Fubara? Because they are not recognized. You cannot take PDP's votes to APC to come and impeach somebody. Those guys, do they really know what they are doing? Do they really study the Constitution to even know what they are doing at all? Maybe yes, maybe not. But they are Wike's boy. Maybe they also drink 40 years old champagne, and because of that, they don't align properly. Because even the guy that was speaking on their behalf doesn't even know the part of the section that talks about the campaign to a different party. It was just saying, "Oh, it's in the Constitution." Oh, so, but then on the Mrs. Trade Minister. Well, I still stand by what I said earlier. Only if Adams Oshiomhole, you continue like this, and also you can revert back the hands of clock and question your principle. The reason why they took that number of people to COP to now do it better, Oshiomhole, ask your principal to present the budget of the amount they spent when they went to COP, so that it can be audited, and then to know. Anybody say something? Yeah, so that we can know if you're truly just or you're being partial. But something is running through my mind. I will not say it, or you guys can actually say it yourself.
Your time is up, sir.
Because I think to what Black Panther said, that woman, but I'll leave that to the elders to decide. I still stand on my ground. Mr. Peter Gregory Obi is my president. Chief Numbu Songuleri is an imposter, and I think Mr. Charles gave a better analogy, and then Mr. Jonathan. Thank you very much. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you. Give us a mandate. God bless you. Thank you. All right. Augustine, please, your 5 minutes, sir.
Okay. Thank you, Niger Watch. I think in rounding up on this Minister for Trade, this is my take. If she cannot operate from Nigeria, let her resign. You don't look for a job and then go and dictate the terms of employment. I mean, well, in some job you may, but not in this case. You are serving the public. This is not a private organization. So if she cannot, if she's not conducive.
Can I forget you on that, sir, before you continue?
Okay.
It is not impossible that the principal that actually nominated her, they would have had that discussion, right? And then he himself, knowing that, I mean, he's an illegitimate person, anything can run under it. I mean, that's very valid. She cannot do it there. She need to resign. But as it is now, anything can happen in this administration.
Okay. So I still maintain, if she cannot operate from Nigeria, let her resign. It's not a must she will be Minister for Trade. I mean, for what? To serve is to sacrifice. If you can't make that sacrifice, if that weather in Nigeria, you don't like it, you prefer Switzerland, Swiss weather, it's okay. You are free to go and live there, just like I'm not living in Nigeria now. But to come and serve the people, the poor people of Nigeria, no, you can't. You can't be a satellite somewhere else. So you resign honorably with your reputation intact. You can't come and tell us we pay the electricity bill there for you. You will be eating Swiss chocolate instead of staying in Nigeria. No way. That cannot work. No matter, even if you are the angel that will turn around the economy. In fact, it's not possible. You are not better than P2B. So on Wike versus Fubara, man, this thing is to me, I still maintain what I'm saying. Can Wike take on the Ijo might? Because whether we like it or not, I said it, I think I said it I asked people a question on my timeline. The question was, what time is it at the moment in Nigeria, politically speaking? I answered it by saying, it's on, it's on. It's on, it's on. It's on mekie, emie, asawana, wana, asawana, wana,
Asawana!
wana.
Asawana!
So that is the time. That's what I will tell Week, and then he's listening. It's on, it's on. It's on, it's on. It's on kekemie, emie, asawana, wana, asawana, wana, asawana, wana. He knows what it means. So that is as per Wike Fubara story so far. Maybe tomorrow something else. Then Madi Shehu, please, you have a role to play, because I'm saying this hand on heart. Let me put it hand on heart. Tell the suffering people, the poor people in your area in the north, tell them that they should insist that Tinubu get out. He is the source of their problem now, the suffering. People be who they elected or widely elected should come and take the mandate, and they will see a difference. Any economic policy you're operating and somebody in a mud house or in the rural area cannot get Gary to drink, if you like, go World Bank, they wear suit to the sign. That one not be economics. Economics must be relative. It is the science which studies human behavior as a relationship between ends and scarce means, which have alternative uses. Ends is what you want. The means is very scarce, which is the money. Then you have alternative uses, which is if Gary cost, maybe you go to Tuwo, but this time it's not like that. So that is economics, according to Professor Lionel Robbins. So tell them, let them leave religion and ethnicity. P2B is Igbo, yes, but he want to develop Nigeria. That is the thing. He doesn't care. He wants to develop. Let them forget about 90. Most of the people listening, most of them were not born 1966 when Nzogu from Opanam, let his fellow people in the army. We were not there. We only read about it. So we cannot be punished. We cannot be using that to visit somebody that is yet to come in the year 2030. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't. So tell them, let them put that aside, and they insist on people becoming it. According to Mao Zedong, it is not the color of the cat it is not the color of the cat that matter. Any cat can be any color. What matters is the cat that can kill the rat. That is what we'll be talking. Let's forget about Dubai is a Muslim country, but there are more Christians living in Dubai than Muslims. Go and check. So there are examples to give. Let the scale fall off their eyes so that they will come out and desist. By the way, P2B is a Nigerian. Try him. When you are hungry, you don't care who gives you water to drink, as long as that water serves satisfy your hunger for water. So at this time, Nigeria should drop all this. Okay, we voted the Muslim. What is happening? Igbo will say ihe na-ebene na-ebene. In other words, that thing where still they cry, even they cry back louder now. So what else do you want? Muslim must be there, but we are suffering. But if they take you from Nigeria and take you to Canada, you don't care whether a Muslim they rule. All you want is to get what you want. So let them drop it. P2B is the man. If they miss him, Nigeria will continue to go down because one, he's selfless. He's not interested in his own welfare. He's not going there to loot. Secondly, he believes that Nigeria has what it takes, not even to borrow. He will save money and use it to help everybody. So everybody will enjoy. But if they continue to play this, we not go agree after all where he come from, Inyamiri, or believe in it doesn't carry Quran, it's not a Muslim. On that, go happen. It will defeat them in the war. They kill Sadwana. Omo, the thing will just continue. So please, Madi Shehu, on my bended knees, go and do this evangelism. Let them topple the status quo in the north. In their own interest primarily, and secondary for the interest of every other person. Because Nigeria, this man where they are now, get plan.
All right. Thank you very much, Augustine. The situation in our country is really, really terrible right now. Unfortunately, information reaching me right now that Jumia Food is leaving Nigeria. So very unfortunate. Jumia Food is even me myself, I benefit a lot from these people whenever I'm in Nigeria, but they are leaving. So there you go. So Jumia have announced that they will be moving out of Jumia Food to exit Nigeria by end of 2023, which is by 1st of January 2024, there will not be Jumia Food anymore. It's very, very sad. Number one delivery food in the whole Nigeria. Jumia will cease operation for its food delivery service. Jumia Food in all of its operational countries, which include Nigeria, Kenya, Morocco, Ivory Coast, Tunisia, Uganda, and Algeria. By end of December 2023, the company currently prioritized across its 11 operational nations at the Jumia Pay platform will be exiting the company, these countries. So unfortunately, I'm not sure why all this is happening, but even though it's obvious. But meanwhile, I just thought I should quickly carry everybody along to let you know that there are more people exiting Nigeria right now as we speak. I think I have another. Let me see if I have another one here. Okay, that's it. Thank you very much, my people. Anyway, let me call on the Black
Sorry,
Panther.
Mr. Elvis, before Black Panther comes. So we as much as we talk about the multinationals leaving Nigeria, right? Do we even also know the number of small businesses that are dying in Nigeria daily?
Of course.
So
Yes.
people people don't understand the consequences of what they are doing. It's going to be terrible next year.
Of course. Black Panther, please talk to us, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Niger Wash. I want to say, yeah, happy belated birthday to one of our great, fighter. In the person, oh man, why did it go off my head now? Happy belated birthday to one of our fighter in the obedient movement, who was one of the member of she's the only lady, I guess, one of the topmost lady in the campaign. Aisha, happy belated birthday to her. And I want to start here. You see, I went into one
yesterday, not today.
Yesterday, yeah. I went into one little bit of trying to know some things about the North. Not that I don't know, but I want to know more. It took me down to the founding fathers of the Hamas. I want to link something here. The man that found Hamas created the Islamic University in Palestine, right there. Then he gave scholarship to a lot of Islamic scholars, and that man is a cripple. But he was arrested and jailed due to his activities against the free world. Then I went further, and I saw that, and I heard one thing, that he disliked and forbid the statement, the word called secular state. And I went further, and I saw it that this information that he disliked the secular state rises up among the Shiites. Rises up among the Shiites, and that has really done a very big blow. And I now took it further and went into Nigeria. And it linked me down to Obi, while we went to the northern side to campaign very well. But what happened? Something happened. I spoke one word here. I said, our northern brothers should arise. And I was emphatically against the Fulani. Nobody can take that away from me. I am Black Panther. I'm emphatically against the Fulani ideals that they have against we that believe in the free world. They cannot and they can never allow anybody from the East. They don't want non-Muslim to rule Nigeria because they don't want they forbid secular states. That is why they have to create their own laws. They have to create that Islamic law, put it forward. They have to create it. And it's recognized, I believe it's recognized by this your constitution. Therefore, what I'm saying, we Nigerians have to come together that believe in the free world and believe in our motherland. We have to come together as a strong bond and have a way to pull the people that hold the land so that we can speak on how we are going to enact a new constitution, which is going to be the rebirth of a great nation called Nigeria. If we want to change the name, we can also go ahead. But we need to build a great nation, a concentration of the largest black race in the world. So every Nigerian, I beg you, I'm on my knees. We have to come together We have to do more than what our fathers who fought to remove the military, which some of us are part and parcel of. They brought a template. Most of us were against the template, that this template will not see the light of the day. But when we practice the template, we now saw that the template made us to be free from the hands of the military. So I beseech every one of us, let us go and read and study the Nina approach, which is peaceful and is documented. Thank you, Mr. Naija Watch.
Thank you. Thank you, Black Panther. All right. Thank you very much, everybody. Right there. We've come to the end of this broadcast, 4 hours. Yes. I appreciate every one of you that joined us today. May God bless you for putting your voice out there, for us to have a better country, So we'll continue to do what we are doing until we have a better country, by God's grace, fingers crossed, in our own time. But the way it's looking, it's not looking good. But we pray God Almighty let 2024 be even much better than this 2023 in Nigeria and for us all, in Jesus' name. Because the way it looks like right now is not working. I just hope it works in 2024. I appreciate every one of you. As you can see, Nigerians in Nigeria, they are quiet. They are not interested. So with the way everything looks, it looks like Tinubu is going to rule and finish his tenure. Probably he's going to be there for 8 years. Yes, I'm sorry if that's what you are hearing and you don't like it, but that's what it looks like, because Nigerians in Nigeria, they have not even come out to say we are not happy. Only we are not happy. We've not heard it from them. So what are we talking about? So let's just continue to hope that our country become better. That's my prayer. That's my stand right now. But it's really, really terrible right now. I wonder how many people will do their Christmas this period. Christmas is just 1 week away. So unfortunately, this is it. Thank you, everyone. I appreciate you all. Those of you that came to the panel today, starting with Mr. Charles Amodi. Thank you very much for coming in. Your submission was powerful. We're looking forward to having you on the panel again next time. We are learning here. Everybody is learning from each other on this. I appreciate you, August CM. Thank you very much. Give us a mandate. Thank you very much. Black Panther, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Call in. Thank you so much. God bless you all. Madam Origin, thank you so much. I appreciate you always. Thank you. Those of you that supported us today financially, God bless you all, my people. May your pocket never run dry. On the comment section, mother of all mommy diaspora, thank you very much, mommy. I appreciate you always. Thank you very much, guy. Lele, I can see right there, Destiny of Variable. Thank you, my wonderful people. I appreciate you all. Eva Line, thank you. Abu Azi, thank you very much. I appreciate you. Thank you, my wonderful people. Then we have Constant there as well. Clement Ojo, thank you. Charles Moses, thank you very much. I appreciate every one of you right there. Jacko Obedient and many others. Yes, we've come to the end of the broadcast. Please, guys, help us to press on the like button before you leave and help us to share as well. Now, we'll draw the button. Take care and bye for now.
I know they do competition with anybody. If I offend you, forgive me. Show me love. Go there, biza. Kama bara wa lo ninu ife kan akanbi. I know they do competition with anybody. If I offend you, forgive me. Show me love. I go show you love. Kama bara wa lo ninu ife kan. But I know they do competition with anybody. Forgive me, show me love, I go show you love. Kama bara wa lo nínú ìfẹ́ kan.